them now and here. Gaming tales you need to hear. Laugh and shout and sometimes sneer. Memories from all those years. Console wars and secret tips. Tips and tricks from pixel trips. News that pours from gaming sips. Critical minds and candid lips. And Generation X Gaming Show. Tune in where the thoughts flow. Rant and rave with words that glow. Weekly stories make them go.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another week, another episode of Generation X Gaming, the weekly podcast that goes over a few of the top stories in the past week, and we rant along the way. I'm your host, 30NSG, or 30 and Still Gaming, and joining me each and every single week is Sgt Mclusky. What's going on, Sarge?
What's going on, bro? What's going on, chat? Welcome back. Cruising through September.
I feel like I just had a cup of coffee talking to you, and that's a week ago. Another time warp. Boop, blink. There
remember
it is.
IGM Bacini? She goes like this.
Just a head nod, and you're there. What's going on, chat? Generation X Gaming is a weekly podcast that goes over a few of the top stories in the past week, and we rant along the way. We're here live Thursday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on YouTube, 30NSG, or over on Twitch, 30 and Still Gaming. You can also listen to us after the fact on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, Anchor.fm, anywhere else a podcast is listened to. So we just go over a few of the top stories. On today's show, Sarge, we have not very many stories. We have a shit ton of tabs.
Well,
we don't have a lot of stories.
There's a lot of stories about the same thing.
Yes, there's a lot of stories about the same thing. We're going to be talking about Battlefield. We're going to be talking about Randy Pitchford.
And then Randy.
And then Randy.
And then Randy.
Yeah, and then Randy again. And
then the industry, and then Randy again.
Yeah, more Randy. Lots of Battlefield, lots of Borderlands, or Randy, not Borderlands.
This is how he, if you guys didn't understand this is how he saves money on advertising.
You think so?
Yeah, because I have watched most of the commercials that Borderlands released, and I swear to you, the full 30-second commercials didn't start until 2 weeks out. They were always 15-second commercials, and they were on maybe 2 or 3 times an hour because I watch a lot of gaming channels, so that's where they stick them. And then the full trailer came out about 2 weeks before the game came out. That's when you started seeing the full trailer that lasted about, I think, a full minute. But they've been doing like 10 or 15-second ads. That's all they did. They didn't blitz anything. And so now his mouth is the rest of the advertising budget. He don't have to spend any money on it because everyone it's in the news because we're talking about it. Bad or good, you're still talking about the game. It's still advertisement.
Krabsy says he just added like 7 news stories in the last 30 minutes. Well, it's past.
Or which one's Xbox Game Pass?
I'm looking.
Is that a name change again? Is that John? Is that John? Is it the other guy? I forget who it was.
Well, lots of Battlefield stuff. Nintendo reportedly gets even worse, more obnoxious about the patent law. All right, well, great.
I mean, for us to discuss the Bungie blunder, Wolverine, we would have to pull you in for a special report because you're the only one I know that's actually still playing it religiously. We could just talk. You know more than we do at this point because
we are talking about Battlefield. We're talking about Borderlands, Randy Pitchford. We're talking about Nintendo. We're talking about hold on, that's another Battlefield story I got to put over there. We're talking about GTA. We're going to be talking about ZeniMax a little bit. We're going to be talking about Assassin's Creed and Ubisoft a little bit. We're going to be talking about Destiny a little bit. We're going to be talking about NVIDIA and Intel. We're going to be talking about the console industry. Are they hurting? Right? Because I've been saying this for time, and there's been a couple of people that come in the stream and tell me, you don't know what you're talking about. Consoles are selling just fine.
The answer is yes, but no.
Yes, but no. We're going to talk about Light of Morium and that lawsuit with Tencent and Sony. And then we'll talk a little bit about No Man's Sky, new ships and stuff that people have created. They look pretty badass. So we'll talk about that as well. And I think that's about it. And anything else? We might not get to all the stories. We talk about a few of the top stories. So we could get to them all if there's really nothing to talk about. New feature that just added to this software that we use over here, chat. So usually we have a Q&A. We have a Q&A at the end, and I say if you have any questions, ask a question. If you have a question, you don't have to put a Q in front of your thing to let us know that you have a question. You can just use a question mark at the end, and it's a question mark, right? And then what happens is on our end, little thing pops up and it says, "Oh, that's a question." And then we add that to the questions. So throughout the show, if you put a question mark at the end, it'll get added to the queue for the Q&A session. If you would like your question answered before that, you can help support the channel. There's lots of ways you can help support the channel. You can hit the like button. You can hit the subscribe button. You can hit the you can share it with a friend or an enemy. Most likely, more of an enemy. Share it with an enemy, right? You can go stream our music that I've created on the album of Perk Up Let's Play. We have a new song out. It's a single. It's called "Stop Buying Broken Buggy Games." You go check that out. These are all different ways you can help. And then you can also do super chats. So if you have a question and you want to answer it beforehand, you can always do a super chat and we'll read it ahead of time. All right, let's get to what we've been playing. All right, Sarge, another week down. Any new games that you played or different games? Obviously, we know you're playing Helldivers. You can talk about Helldivers, but what else have you been playing?
Well, like I said, my circle's small. And because I've been playing Baldur's Gate 3 with Travis, I started another game of Baldur's Gate 1 on the console.
Okay.
So I'm playing through that. But it's Helldivers keeps pulling me out. Other games keep pulling me out, but I'm trying to kick my brain down the road a little bit to play something else. So I haven't even played Silksong yet. Hollow Knight. I want to, but I haven't played it yet.
I don't. That's not my type of game, so I won't play
well, I just wanted to try it because the only reason why I know it sounds bad sometimes that we promote the game, but we don't actually play it. But you have to understand that once again, I'm the old guy in the room, so I've played every platformer. I've played every platformer in existence because that's what they were.
This is a roguelike.
I know, but it's still it's like a Metrovania type of game. It's still a platformer. So I'll play for a little bit, but it's not going to hold me. Like same thing with like Hades and the rest of those. Like I'll play them.
Hades is coming out on Game Pass as well.
Yeah, so I might play Hades again, but it's like you know how it goes. So much time, so much patience. What's keeping you interested? It's gotta do something up here. You know, if I'm playing the game and I'm not tired, but I start nodding off, then I know it's not doing anything up here. You know what I mean? Right. It's weird for me now. That's why I play a lot of RTSs, because RTSs you have to be looking at everything and moving around the whole time. So like,
see, I play more games that I don't have to think about. Like, you know, like right now I'm playing a new game. I played it 2 years ago. I've been playing it throughout the 2 years. It's called Deep Rock Galactic Survivor, which is like when Vampire Survivor was kicked off and stuff like that, a lot of people were jumping on the bandwagon. Deep Rock Galactic is a game like sort of like Helldivers, like the actual Deep Rock Galactic. You're four dwarves that get dropped down in a pod, but you're underneath the ground and you fight a bunch of bugs and you have to get a bunch of resources and you have to try to extract. They just did a collaboration with Fortnite recently as well, and we're playing Helldivers, but they have a game called Deep Rock Galactic Survivor that I've been playing for about a year and a half, 2 years. It's just a single player, like a Vampire Survivor. Hordes come at you. You get dropped down. There's 5 levels, and in the 5 levels, you have to run around and collect sugar. You have to collect gold. Okay, sugar's the red stuff, or nitrate. Nitro is what it's called. Sorry. Sugar's there to also heal you, right? So there's these red things that you get for healing as you're getting injured. And every time you get the experience, you know, it pops up. What do you want to upgrade? You want to upgrade your gun, your shield. You want to move faster. So it's that type of game, right? And you just keep going. And then there's like a little timer at the top. And there's like these little markers that happen on each level. And once it hits it, it sends like a mini boss at you. And you got to beat the mini boss. And then there's like a drop pod that comes in that you have to protect. And then there's the big boss at the end. And that's level 1, right? And as you're doing it, it's just shooting. It's just a one-handed stick game. So you can do whatever you want with the other hand. Right? So there's one hand. It's just a stick game, okay? One-handed stick game. Super easy to learn, very in-depth, because now it's 1.0, it's out, it's on Game Pass. As you're leveling up stuff, not only are you leveling up your guy for the long term, okay, but you're unlocking things. So then you can wear different armor, different gear that gives you bonuses like +2 armor, shoot faster, reload faster. Then there's individual resources that are only like 2 or 3 per board. And then you grab that stuff, and that upgrades your character in the long term as well. And then you're trying to extract through all 5 levels. And at the end of between each level, you're upgrading again based on the amount of nitrate and gold that you've gotten. And then rinse and repeat. There's 4 characters. 4 characters, a crap ton of levels, right? Because now they have like level 1, and then within level 1, there's like 5 boards. And you have to do certain tasks per each board. So let's say kill 1,000 guys or collect 200 things. And once you do that, it unlocks a little like star or cog wheel. Okay. Once you get 3, you've completed that one, and it unlocks the next level. And then you do 3 there, and it unlocks that level, and so on and so forth. And you unlock different characters at different levels. It's a lot of fun. It really is. It's a simple game. It takes about 25 to 30 minutes to complete a full rotation of 5 levels when you're running through. So it's a game that you could just be like, hey, you know what? I just want to jump in for 1 round, see if I can beat it. And you unlock characters as you go. Lots of fun. It's gets your brain going. I started thinking, I don't know why, I just thought about this. I've been playing the game for a year and a half. I have like 50, 60 hours in the game. There's like these little drop pods that happen. And usually like, hey, you got the drop pod. And you're like, run over there to do that. And then you got to clear the area. And once you clear the area, it expands if you stand in the circle, and it expands. And once it expands, the drop pod comes in and slams, and anything that's around you, it kills it. And I was like, oh, again, playing 50 hours. And I would kill the mini bosses and stuff all the time with it. But I was like, wait a minute. What about if I don't do it when they tell me to do it? And I keep going around collecting all the other stuff. And when the boss comes out, let the boss follow me there, and then stand in the circle, and then it comes down, and it kills like half of the stuff. Because sometimes you choose guns or your build that you're going, right? And it's not powerful enough. So you're like, ding, 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 ding. You're like, you know what I mean? Like you're not doing enough damage for the boss, and you're going to fail. So I started using other resources of the game, like explosions and different things. And I was like, I just did it earlier. I was like, oh, this is great. So check it out. It's a real cheap game on Steam, by the way. I think I paid $7 for it when it would launch. I don't know if they raised the price because now I think it's out 1.0. So I'm not really too sure what the price is, but it's on Game Pass as well. Look, I like games that work. I like games that are good. Okay, this is a fun, finished game that you can pay full price for, or you can play it on Game Pass, and it's worth every penny. It's a very good game. It'll keep you entertained for dozens and dozens and dozens of hours because there's just so many 4 characters, lots of different boards, lots of different enemies that you have to fight and stuff. So check it out. It's called Deep Rock Galactic. Not sponsored, by the way. Just a fan. So other than that, playing Helldivers. And
I have nightmares about that game when I sleep sometimes.
Helldivers, we've been playing bugs
like
for
a
3
giant
weeks.
like a giant Titan thing comes out. You know, I see them in my dreams now.
Yeah. 3 weeks we've been playing the bugs. We've been playing the bots now, the clankers, for like 3 days. Night and day. Night and day.
It's a different game.
Yeah, it's a completely different game. We're playing on level 6. We haven't gone above that. I have before, but since I have an Xbox, I haven't gone to 7 yet. I've only stayed on 6. I think we'll do 7, maybe tonight. Maybe we'll do it tonight after stream.
Yeah, with help. I'm not doing 7 with like 2 or 3 people. You need full.
You need a full crew and people that know what they're doing. I really like what Helldivers is. It's a shame. It's a shame because I got it on PC when it first came out. I enjoyed it, but it had performance issues, as we all do, right? Had performance issues.
They have pills for that now.
Yeah, they have pills for it. It's called optimization for their side. All right, it's called Viagra for our side, right? So,
you're on Viagra. You're such a boomer.
I'm not on Viagra.
I'm Vibrant, there's new stuff. Yeah. There's new stuff now.
So, Helldivers has got performance issues, just like all these other games. Okay, and that's like you're looking at this, and now I've joined the community of people talking about Helldivers. I've been on the forums. I'm looking at people, and the people that have been playing it for nonstop for the year and a half. they're talking about how they might be changing the engine, and I'm a little worried about this. I understand they're on an engine that doesn't exist anymore, the auto deck system, whatever it's called, and it's being held together with duct tape, right? And lots of issues. They don't want to bring new guys in because they have to teach them on a platform that's just gone. They're not going to make Helldivers 3 anytime soon because Helldivers 2 is just good as it is. They just have to support it, right? The patch they did 2 weeks ago with the bugs and the cave system, they now took it out of the game. I don't know if you know this, Sarge. You can't do the cave missions or that whole thing anymore because they took them out of the game for 5 weeks. All the new enemies they brought in for the burrowers, that were the raptures, I think they were called, they were digging underneath the ground, but people would be standing on rocks or buildings, and they would just come right through the solid objects and, like, kill you, okay? And then another thing was happening is that the bugs were only attacking the host, right? So if you're the host of the game, the burrowing guys would just focus on the host. That's why sometimes I was like, why is everyone attacking me? Right?
Is that a fact? Is that a fact?
It's a fact, yeah.
How'd you find that out?
If you were just listening, I've been on the forums.
I zoned out. Let's throw right through the screen.
I've been on the forums, and the people that have been in the community for a year and a half, they've been talking, been watching videos, and they said that this is happening in the game. The developers knew about it was happening. They tried to fix it. They did a patch. They made it worse because instead of just attacking the guy now, it was attacking everybody, but it was doing massive damage. So they're like, we got to pull it. So they literally took out the new content that they dropped in, the cave stuff and the rapture guys, and completely removed them from the game. Right? So brand new content that just came out.
So we didn't know they were missing because we were on robots.
Well, for the last 3 days. No,
Yeah.
They just took them out like Tuesday.
Okay.
Yeah, they just took them out. So that's why we're over on the robots now. They kind of did an audible, put us over on the robots, and they take the bugs out for the next 5 weeks. You could go fight the bugs, but the new content that they dropped in,
isn't there
you
anymore.
can't. It's gone. You can't do anything, right? So they have major issues happening with this game, but goddamn, is it fun! I absolutely love it. I love that we have a group of people now. We play with Eclipse, Altern, we play with Luke, right? We play with Tempest. We have all of these people that are coming back to gaming that we haven't played with for years, right? Then you have like these different loadouts, and everyone's like, okay, I got this, you do this. We're working together as an elite squad. You know what I mean? Like it feels fun. It's a lot of fun right now. I have 85 hours in game. I think I have like 96 hours like total, like just being in the ship and whatnot, right? But was it 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks, and I've already got almost 100 hours in this game.
Well, because you gotta grind.
Yeah, and I'm level
right?
40.
And the grind's actually better when you play higher levels because you actually go up levels within 2 or 3 missions as opposed to doing 5 or 6
you're
missions.
getting like 900 points, like 1,000 points. Yeah.
Yep.
So I actually really like, and I hope there's another game coming out that I'm kind of interested in, Jump Space, which I'm gonna wait for it to come out. I'm not gonna buy it right when it comes out. I'm gonna wait to see what the buzz is about. Okay, but it almost seems like another Helldivers type of game where 4 of us go on a spaceship and we go on these little adventures and stuff like that. It sounds like it's gonna be pretty fun as well. And that comes out. I think that comes out tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken.
Hopefully.
Tonight,
Hopefully.
the 20th, 19th, 20th, something like that. So, anything else? Anything else you've been playing?
No, I don't have enough time for anything else right now.
There's a bunch of games. Roadcraft's on Game Pass now. Came out a couple days ago.
I'm so mad that I bought it.
Why are you mad?
Because it would have came out on Game Pass.
Well, everyone knows it's going to come on Game Pass. Come on, Sarge.
Not every game. And
we knew that game was coming on Game Pass because every other game they've done.
All right, that one.
Yeah.
All right, that one.
Snow Runners, Mud Runners.
I got excited.
Yeah.
Because you're someone to play. I got excited. I got it.
I mean, it's a good game. It's well worth it. It's well worth the purchase. They've added a couple of new trucks, and they've added since we played. They've added sort of like a sandbox mode. You still got to go through the tutorial area, but once you get out of the tutorial, all the trucks are like free, so you can just do it whatever, and then you can place your land.
If we play that game ever again, whatever level we're on, all I'm going to do now is immediately build a road. I'm tired of all the.
Well, yeah, that's what you're supposed to do.
I understand that, but
it's in the title,
wander.
Road
we're
craft.
wandering. Yeah, I know, but we're wandering. We're always constantly wandering.
It makes you wander because
I understand that, but it should be if wherever we got to go, build a road. That's it. We're building a road from A
All
to
right.
B.
Well, I need help building a road because there's a shit ton of stuff, and I need a sand quarry, and the sand quarry is way the fuck out. And doing it by myself is just like,
Right,
it's like
tedious.
clocking in.
Right, it's
like-
tedious.
Yeah, it's like clocking in.
It's like you have to go. You have to go on Indeed, telling me you need a truck driver. The guy calls you for real, and you're like, "Yeah, you need a truck driver." He's like, "Yep." You talk to him straight face, serious. Like, "Yep, I need you to haul sand loads, maybe about 15 or 16 loads a day." And he's like, "Oh yeah, I could do that. When do I start?" He's like, "Do you have an Xbox or a PlayStation? Because I need some help." He's like, "The fuck are you talking about?"
Derp, what game are you talking about? You said I can't remember the name of the new game on Game Pass. I know 30 will play it. Is it worth it? Are you talking about Deep Rock Galactic Survivor?
I think he's talking about Deep Rock Galactic.
Is that the one you're talking about?
I'm pretty sure.
Here, I'll bring it up and show you. This is Deep Rock Galactic Survivor. Hold on. Let me find it. I should have brought it up when we talked about it. I didn't capture anything myself. Deep Rock Galactic.
I'm so glad I wasn't part of the Pepper Pig generation.
Let's go with some gameplay.
Paw Patrol is enough, and Mighty Machines is decent, but the rest of the stuff's just
All right, here we'll bring this up, and I'll show you guys.
I feel like I'm getting tasered.
This is Deep Rock Galactic, right? So, as you can see, that's the menu system, right? So there's different sectors, and within each sector, there's multiple events. See, there's like 5 things, and within each 5 thing here, there's 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 different things you have to do. There's 4 different characters.
Is this your pitch? Do I have to get this game now? Is this your pitch?
It's not a pitch. You don't have to get the game. It's on Game Pass. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You sound like you're trying to pitch it.
I'm just showing what people is because I was talking about it and they didn't know what it is. Is this the game you're talking about? Right. So this is the game.
This is for Clay. This is for Clay.
Yeah.
Clay, is this the game?
Right. This is
otherwise
Deep Rock
30's
Galactic.
pitching me. He's just what he does. He pitches.
And yes, it is Deep Rock Galactic. Yes. This is the game I've been playing for over 2 years. I paid the price early access for it. It was like $7 back in the day. Okay. I think it was maybe even less than that. Okay. Yeah, it's a fun game.
Is it 4-player?
No, it's just a single player game. That's one of the downfalls I think of it.
It's only a single player game?
It's only a single player game. Yeah.
Why are you pitching this to me?
Because it's a fun game.
No,
It's a good game. Right?
Yeah,
See, so you're collecting these different
get
minerals.
Clay will get it, not me. I'm not getting it.
Right? And you got hordes of things. And as you go, it gets tougher and you got to fight the bosses. Let me see if I can. Oh, in between, right? So in between, you'll pick different things. And at the end of the match, let me see if I can find the.
Thanks, Salty. I remembered it was some kind of multiplayer.
Right. So, and you find different suitcases and stuff that drop from boss battles that drop. And then when you drop, it gets put into your bar down here. Right. And there's 4 different classes. It's a fun game. So there you go. Yeah. I'm not trying to pitch it. I'm telling people what I'm playing and I'm showing people what I'm playing. That's what I'm playing. You can buy it if you want. You can play it if you want. You don't have to play it. I don't give a shit. I don't get any stake in it. Right? If I did, guess what? They flew me out. They gave me a copy.
They flew me out. They flew me out on a fertilizer biplane.
Yeah.
They were really interested in me coming over.
Yeah, I'm not sponsored. Not sponsored. All right, let's get to top stories. I like the fact that you guys are like, I'm pitching it. You know, this is what happens. I know you guys are all skewed and like you're broken, right? You're broken because when a game is actually good and we actually talk about a game, everyone's like, oh, he's fucking glazing it. He's glazing this game. It's like, it's a good game. It's a good game. When a game is good, I'll let you know. When the game is shitty, I will also let you know.
And write a song about it. Write a song about it. Here we go.
Write a song about it. Want to hear it? Here we go. It's exactly right. All right. Let's start off. God damn it. You know what? Let's just get out of the way. Let's get out of the way.
Well, if we start with him, it's going to be the whole show. You can't start with him.
I got to start with him. I got to get it out of the way. Right? There's
no getting out of the way, bro.
All right, fine.
There's no getting out of the way. If you start talking about him, it's going to be the whole show.
We'll start with this one. right. Hell let loose. Hell let loose. Vietnam's best idea is giving both sides polar opposite mechanics. Okay.
I disagree, but we're going to hear about it. I
So
disagree.
we asked a couple weeks ago, I said that supposedly, Americans get this thing and they have different qualities of each side. So we found out what it is. And here we go. Hear what it is, Sarge?
Yeah, let me hear it. Let me read it. Let me hear it.
It says, if you're concerned that Hell Let Loose Vietnam is going to be a software experience, you needn't worry, okay? There's still a high amount of value that puts to staying alive. Health is low, bullet damage is high, and returning to action after respawning can be long. Smart, stealthy movement and relocation are paramount. Okay, it says running across the bridge with a little cover, got killed, sneaking, crawling through the grass. Wait a minute, where's the situation? I think I went too far. I went too far.
You went too far?
Yeah, I went too far down. Okay, so it says instantly the new locations drawing into Vietnam provides completely different vibe of the green fields, muddy tracks, and also stone building European. It immediately more exciting than the original maps set in the Soviet Union and North Africa. To me, at least, in the small area, managed to explore the sun rays cut through palm trees and waterways. Okay, it has the boats in there, right? So what happens is that the Americans get the helicopters to move fast, okay, to airdrop people in.
Yeah.
But the Vietnamese, okay, they have a completely different thing where they can dig tunnels. Okay. Hold on. I gotta find it. I gotta find the path. Okay. While both sides get access to speedboats to navigate, okay, Hell Let Loose Vietnam finds an intriguing way to show the technology disparity of the two armies while providing somewhat balanced gameplay experience. If you're playing as the U.S., you'll be able
somewhat balanced. Go ahead.
Yeah, you'll be able to use helicopters to lay down fire. And even more crucial, transport squads swiftly to hot zones for objectives that are falling under enemy control. Now, the Vietnamese soldiers, however, they'll be able to dig networks of tunnels under the map, okay, allowing them to get behind enemy lines, make their way to distant objects without being detected, or simply take refuge that they're under heavy fire.
Do you understand the brokenness of that? Do you understand the brokenness of that, especially in Hell Let Loose, right? You got a gung-ho guy who wants to fly the helicopter and wants to mow down the enemy.
Yeah,
right?
Can't find anybody. I can't see anybody.
Everybody's underground digging holes. There's no reason to be on the top of the ground because you don't have superior firepower. So how does the beginning start off? All the Americans are waiting to be attacked. They're all guarding the point, and then there's nobody.
You're going to be paranoid. You're going to be paranoid.
There's nobody for 10 minutes. You're like, what are we doing? Like,
and then the other side is just doing this.
So you're going to get PTSD. You're going to get PTSD trying to find them digging holes.
All I have to say is I hope digging a hole is holding the trigger. Because if you have to do this every single time you're digging...
Bro, your controller's broken. Broken. I really appreciate the reality that they're trying to do. Okay? Number one, please fix Hell Let Loose. Stop trying to make a new game with more crazy mechanics that you know aren't going to work properly. Not to mention the anger of the community of constantly screaming out, and I hear it every match when I play Hell Let Loose. It's a running simulator. It's a running simulator. This is fucking stupid. It's a running simulator. Bro, I've been with you now for 25 minutes. Not one time have you hid behind a bush or used a...
Right. You're just running and dying.
Have used a hedgerow to move from left to right.
More like
you
Call
are
of
you are
Duty.
marching into an open field constantly, and you want to know why you're being shot.
This game
I don't know
needs
what
to
to
be
tell
more
you,
like
bro.
We just watched Kinger's video breaking down phase swag, or whatever.
Phase swag. Yeah. If you
talking about how he wants Battlefield to be Call of Duty, that's what these people want. People that complain about Hell Let Loose.
Krebsy, it's going to be yes. It's going to be yes.
Yeah.
So if you're able to play Vietnam, first of all, you're going to have PTSD because you're going to be in the jungle. It's not the open fields of Europe. It's in a jungle, right?
Yeah,
so you're not going to be able to see dick 50 yards. So what kind of firefights do you think you're going to have, especially since in Hell Let Loose, there's friendly fire, right?
Yeah.
So you have to make sure you're not shooting your own guys. And if all the weapons are there from Vietnam to now, you've got grenade launchers, you got rocket launchers, you got napalm, you got missile strikes from the helicopter, all kinds of stuff, man. It's going to be chaos. For the first week, I'm sure everyone's going to yell hooray. And then as soon as you realize that they figure out how the Vietnamese are going to dig holes the entire time and you can't see them, right? It's going to be manic, bro. It's going to be manic.
It says here, I don't know the exact limitations of these new mechanics as did I experience either of them in my time with the game, but it sounds like they could also really shake up things above and below the battlefield.
Yeah, you got to have tunnel rats. You got to send tunnel rats into the tunnels to get the guys out of the tunnel.
That's right. You got to find the tunnels first.
Right, you have to find the tunnel.
Find the tunnels first, and then you have to go in there in a death line. Okay, because when the guy in front of you dies, then you're the next one in.
Yeah, but you can't do that because you just fire straight down the tunnel. You're gonna have to make the tunnels a little bit. You got to have to turn them a little bit so they don't. It's not just the.
Yeah. Oh, can you imagine that?
It sounds fun for about 10 seconds.
I found
and
a perfect.
Then think about how the game actually functions when you put a bunch of randos together. How does that work? How does it work?
Here's the thing, right? You send one guy. You get one team of guys in Hell Let Loose. You separate them, and you have them dig each holes, and you have them go in and just do this like a snake all through. There's no point to these tunnels. The only point to these tunnels is decoy tunnels to send guys when they find the tunnel, they go into the tunnels, right? And then they think these tunnels lead somewhere, but they're actually just dead end places.
Right, to make you think. To make you think that they're using it.
That's right. That's all you do.
And not to mention, if you're in the tunnel that you haven't found yet and you lose a point, you're still behind enemy lines. You're waiting for them to pass over you, so you can come up on the tunnel. It's gonna be chaos, bro.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It's definitely gonna be interesting.
So on one side, you're not gonna see the Vietnamese guys, and then on the other side, you're gonna have constant guys. They're not gonna be running. No one's gonna be walking through the jungle. They're gonna just be taking a helicopter everywhere.
Right. Helicopter
to every spot. You're not gonna run through the jungle. Why would I do that?
One guy's just hovering above, looking down with the gun, right? Just looking off the helicopter.
Yeah.
Everybody's in a hole.
Right, just waiting. Right.
No one's coming out of the hole. And no one's landing on the ground.
And all you hear is Clearwater music. That's all you hear. I'm like, what? How does this match function? How does it function? How does it? I don't listen. Once again, it sounds good. Okay.
Does it?
Everyone raise your hand.
I mean, I'm excited. I'll be honest with you. I want to play another Vietnam.
Raise your hand in chat if you played Battlefield Vietnam back when it came out.
Raise your hand. It was so.
Raise your hand. Okay.
You were dead in 3 seconds. Not less than a second.
The life expectancy in Battlefield Vietnam when we used to play it, I played it on computer. Okay, I played it on PC. Okay, was 11 seconds. If it was a hot zone, maybe 20 seconds, right? Now, of course, the respawn timer is much shorter than it was like in a Hell Let Loose, but punji sticks, booby traps, flamethrowers, like you can move 2 steps, right? And what made it worse was the Americans were in green and the Vietnamese were kind of like a little bit of a brown thing, so you could kind of see them through the jungle a little bit better, but it didn't matter. You got smoked constantly.
All right. Go ahead.
No. I'm hoping. Listen, I hope that it works out. Like, if the game works out well, maybe they'll fix the original.
Look, by the time Hell Let Loose Vietnam comes out, I'll probably start playing Battlefield 6. Right? That's about right. Because they'll get all the fixes done. More maps will come in. Portal will be established. BR will either be a super popular or completely gone. By the time this game comes out, I'll start playing Battlefield 6. I'll give them 6 months to fix their problems with Hell Let Loose Vietnam, and we'll be fine. We'll be fine. Speaking of fine, 2K. Since we're gonna go to this story, then we'll go to the other 2K story and talk about Randy. We're gonna talk about GTA. Right now, me and Krebsy have always kind of joked about, seriously or not, about Grand Theft Auto getting another delay, right? Because they've always gotten like 2 delays on their other stuff. Okay, so rumor GTA 6 could be facing another delay now.
So if they're facing another delay, that means they were never ready to release this year anyway.
See, I agree, but I don't think it's that simple. When I talked about this earlier this week, I think if they do delay this, because right now there's lots of talk about PlayStation 6 and the next Xbox, okay? And if you release that now, then Grand Theft Auto's out way too early, right, to wait for the next console to come out.
So you're telling me all this is about the double dip? Is that what you're trying to say? All this is about the double dip?
Yeah, I think it's a double dip. Yeah.
You can't get half the people to come over to the current gen system right now. You're going to come out with another system. What do you think? They're going to jump over the other system in between and spend more money to catch up?
Yeah, no, I think a lot of people, what they'll do is, because they have to have it, so they're going to buy it on the X, the S,
or they're going to sell everything they have. They're going to sell everything
Pro,
they have and trade in.
Then the next system is going to announce. You'll be playing it on this system because you can't wait. You can't wait 6 months. You can't wait 8 months. They'll release the systems in 2020, end of 2026, right? Or beginning of 2027, they'll start talking about it. So it'll be like a 6-month cycle of play Grand Theft Auto now. Again, this is my thoughts. I don't know if this is going to happen, but I think they're going to release it in October, November, like I said originally. And I said that they said May 26th. I said I think it's going to come back in October. They're saying right now it's probably October. Could be. Again, these are all rumors. Take it with a grain of salt. But if they do that, I think it's because of the new systems that are coming out because they want to double dip.
Well, if they come out in October, Call of Duty's in trouble. If they come out in October next year, Call of Duty's in trouble.
Oh, next year's Call of Duty, would be in trouble.
Yeah. Definitely in trouble.
Well, they would just move it. They would move it to like November or whatever.
It doesn't matter. A month is not enough time. A month isn't going to help you.
Yeah, but I don't think Call of Duty's in trouble. I think other games would be in trouble. I think Call of Duty. Now, if Call of Duty has a bad year this year and then they have another bad year next year, that's 2 years in a row they could have a bad year.
First of all, we are going to find out the definition of bad year for Call of Duty. I think a bad year for Call of Duty is 15 million copies. That's a bad year.
Right, which would be a fantastic year for Battlefield 6.
If Battlefield 6 got 15 million copies, that would be incredible.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic for them.
But
right?
I don't think that's happening.
I think they make between 8 and 10. What did I say? 8 and 10 and 10 and 12.
Maybe 8. Maybe 8.
I said 8 to 12, I think is what I said originally.
Maybe.
I'll have to go back to the show.
I'm still going to shoot what I said. Maybe 6 to 8. And then I'll put it to you this way. You might get your 8 to 10. But when Call of Duty comes out, you lose five of those 10.
Yeah, but those they made the sales, right? They made the sales. So industry insider journalist has proven track record, has speculated that the potential second delay for Grand Theft Auto 6, which could push the release date of May to October of 2026, while Take-Two Interactive Strauss Zelnick has reassured fans that Rockstar is confident in Grand Theft Auto 6 new release date. Reports continue to emerge from various industry insiders, leaks, and journalists that suggest the second delay is increasingly likely. Now, again, I don't know if this is because the game's not ready or if it's because the game is ready, but they need this game to push sales. They need this game to push that type of stuff to sell consoles. Now, what PlayStation could be looking at is do we want to sell this system, or do we want to hype up and sell the next system? Or do we push and sell this at the tail end of this console cycle and also push for the next system, right?
All right, well, let's just say this. Do you think, because of the amount of money that Rockstar has made on Grand Theft Auto 5, do you think they're willing to martyr themselves to say that GTA 6 is only on the new systems? And I'm not talking about the system we're on now. I'm talking about the new system. If we're going to go...
Oh, no, they wouldn't do that.
If we're going to go full crazy, right?
No, they wouldn't
that way you force everyone to have to get the system in order to play it, right? That's what you want?
No, they wouldn't do that. They would... When I say console sell systems,
current
it would be... Yeah, it would sell more current systems, right? But they want to put it close enough to the other one to double dip, so it also sells because they'll up the graphics or fidelity or whatever.
I got you.
Yeah, to push the next system as well. I'm just saying that if you sell it now, the 20% makes 80%, right? So the hardcore guys are going to pick this up for the system they're on right now. Okay,
sure.
And then those people are also going to buy the next system. And then they're also going to buy this game again for the next system. So that sells that as well, right? And then the people that haven't moved over to PlayStation 5 yet or Xbox Series S because they're still on the Xbox One or PlayStation 4, they might pick up the next PlayStation or Xbox because of this game.
There's no reason to move over.
Correct. Buy the system, the current gen now and then do it. Yeah, they would wait. Plus, if they push it back to October, we could get a day and date on PC and console.
I don't think it's going to be a question. I think when Grand Theft Auto releases, it's going to be everybody. It's going to be everybody. It's not going to be a year later for PC this time. I don't think so. I think they want all the money up front as fast as humanly possible. They're not going to wait a year for PC. I don't think so. Not this time.
Yeah, the landscape of the industry has changed. So, I mean, they could double dip and then triple dip and whatnot. But from that case, I want to actually go to. I got to find it. I think it's this one. Okay, so the Game Business, which is by Christopher Drigg. He has a podcast, and he has a question about video game consoles in crisis, right? And I was scrolling through the article, and I got to this section right here. And a lot of people, not a lot of people, but some people like to argue with me. And when I say that the consoles cycle since early 2000s, every generation has sold less consoles than the prior one ahead of that, okay? And I'm not talking about a one-to-one like Nintendo Switch to I'm talking about overall industry, right? So if 120 million sold the last one, 110 million sold this one, right? Type of thing. So it says here that that revenue results driven by the higher cost of hardware. Or let me start. So that revenue results driven by the higher cost of hardware. Because we start looking at unit sales, things are more complicated. PlayStation 5 is currently tracking slightly behind the PlayStation 4. While Xbox Series S and X is significantly lagging behind the Xbox One. Last year, in the U.S., 12 million console units were sold, and the lowest figure in 8 years. Meanwhile, estimates that by the end of 2025, the number of active devices for PlayStation 5/Xbox Series S generation will be 14 million behind what the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One achieved during the same point in their life cycle. The company estimates the gap will be widened to about 20 million by the end of 2026. So they're selling 14 combined. Sony and Xbox are selling 14 million less copies. Okay, so again, we just talked about Grand Theft Auto, right? So there's 14 million less people that own a console, okay, from the last one that could run the game. And then by the end of 2026, that's 20 million more, like 20 million total that are behind from the last gen where the last, Grand Theft Auto sold. So right there, if Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out, they're already missing 20 million potential buyers that could have bought Grand Theft Auto 6, right? So where do they make that up, right? Do they make it date on PC?
No, it's not. It's not that they make it up right away. It's they make it up because the hardcore people are always going to get it, and the hardcore people are going to be buying the stuff for the online version.
Sure,
and that's how they make their money. The 20, like you said before, the 20% is going to pays for the 80%. Yeah. That's how it's going to be. However, the way that this guy is talking, right? And I understand your point. That's less consoles every year, but the reason there's multiple factors now. It's not just that people don't have time. They need to be working because the economy's rough, right? Things are really expensive. So you don't have a lot of time to sit around fucking dicking around. So you have less hours playing the video game. So I mean, that means you're going to have less games in your playlist because you're not going to have enough time to play it. But the larger factor is the long-term factor, which is Generation Z or Generation Alpha, whichever ones they're talking about now. The generation before had less kids. If you look it up online, I'm not doing it right now. I'm not going to give you the exact numbers, but let's just say, for instance, let's say Gen Z has 80 million. Okay, Gen Alpha only has 40 million. Like that's the severity of people not having kids over the last 15, 20 years, right? That's the seriousness of it. So what that means is you don't have a growth generation coming, right? You have a smaller generation coming. And if there's a smaller generation coming, that means you're going to sell less consoles, period. That's just the end of the story. Because the people who are here age out, and then the replacements aren't replacing. They're going to be lower. So console sales are going to consistently sell less.
Go down. Yeah.
Consistently sell less.
So here it says the audience is also, it says console ownership increasingly focused on more households. Data shows, and the Circana says that households with 100,000 plus income now make up 43% of video game hardware sales.
I mean, people have disposable income,
right? Which are older gamers. 36% just a few years ago. The audience is also getting older, as the U.S. according to Circana, 8 to 24-year-olds olds only account for 3% of video game hardware purchases in the year ending in 2025, which is down 10% for the same period ending in July of 2022. Now, the average age of console players in 2024 was 27.9 years and up to 24.2 years old in 2018. It says data also says that it also comes in the teens and young adults. This group are still using consoles as much today as they were a few years back. However, there's a moderate shift in the share of console players aged between 25 and 44 years old into the old range. It says suggests that they may be due to the hardware pricing, which is too expensive, with the younger gamers playing their parents' consoles and the increase in competition on people's time, right?
Yeah.
So less time. And then down here, real quick, I just want to finish up. It says the situation does vary by platform, of course. PlayStation is trending well this generation and currently has 124 million active users across PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. We do know 67 million haven't left PlayStation 4. Okay.
Roughly half.
Half, yeah. Rise of 6 million over the year before. Now, however, potentially smaller active install base for consoles overall, plus high costs of hardware, subscriptions, and software certainly pose a challenge to the third-party publishers looking to grow brands such as Monster Hunter. So there's less people buying consoles. Just that's how it is. A lot of people are always told me, no, there's more console players than ever before, which is not true. These are not facts. Facts are there's less people owning consoles. Xbox sold less, PlayStation sold less, which sold less before the one before that, and so on and so forth. Right? And there's other ways to play the game. Now, this whole thing goes out the window because of Xbox, right? Because Xbox is not selling consoles; they're selling.
Well, they don't care. I mean, they care a little bit, but it doesn't bother them.
Yeah, but you'll never know. Yeah, but you'll never know how much sell or don't sell because you can play it in a car, in a boat, on the train, in a house, on the fridge, on the phone, whatever. It's just people can play it wherever they want. Plus the handheld, so they'll just tell you players. They're never going to tell you sales, and unless something hacks into the system and tells you documents, right? So we're actually never going to know. And then obviously, because they don't tell you sales, if the next Xbox does come out and they tell you, oh, Xbox Series X, double XL, whatever sold 27 million, which is less than the 33 million, right? It'll be less because less people don't need to buy a console for them. So obviously the next Xbox will probably sell less than this year's version.
Well, they believe because they've been using us now as the guinea pigs for the last decade. They believe that gaming is a premium entertainment format and they can charge what they want because the premium people are going to pay for it, which means it's not for everyone now on purpose. And those who have the money, the disposable income to buy games and hardware are the ones that are going to. And because of the inflated price, the 20% that buys at these exorbitant prices and the overpriced of the hardware and games makes up for the guys who cannot buy it. It just makes up. We all know that games have roughly doubled, right? They've doubled not because of just price, but because they're digital and the price went up. So between the price going up and it becoming digital, that gap now for profit is larger, which means they're getting double. So I can sell half as many games and still make the same amount of money because those people aren't in it anymore, right? So Randy talking down to you is facts. You know what I'm saying? Like he's basically circumvented the entire, well, we're all gamers, it's all our community. No, he just wants the ballers to buy what it is, and the rest of you can just eat grass. That's it. That's the whole game, right? They're not worried about the normal gamer, right? The normal gamer isn't giving them $100 a week on skins, okay, and microtransactions. The normal gamer isn't doing that, right? The other guys are forking over $80, $90, $130 and buying stuff inside the game. They're fine. Yeah, they're fine, right? Everyone thinks they're in trouble. It's not that they're not making enough money, right? It's that they can't. They have to be able to show growth over time. And if the generation is smaller, they have to figure out new ways to show revenue going up the whole time, which is everything else you see. Battle passes, skins, MTXs, everything, right? This is how it is.
Well, it's just like the movies.
You're getting bullied. But you're getting bullied at this point.
Yeah, just like movies, though. Like, double the price, and yet the movies, they make more money, but they have half of the viewers that watch the movie because they're paying more for the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But But I said it in chat, right? It's you have to pay attention to the entire sector, right? The tech sector, right? I'm looking at everything electronic, everything. Cars count as electronics now too, because cars are mostly computers, right?
Yep.
So I'm looking at everything electronic. All the prices for cars and gaming and a few other sections of the sector are up. Ridiculous. You see how price of cars are. They're ridiculous, right? The price of gaming's outrageous. But for some reason, TVs, washing machines, and all kinds of stuff, price hasn't really moved. Same price.
Nope. Same
I
exact price.
get a 55-inch TV for $300. And I'm like, wait, what happened to all the tariffs? All the tariffs and the chips and the Intels and the Asus, and oh my God, all the chips. But for some strange reason, gaming up the ass, cars up the ass, but the rest of the sector is fine. Does that make sense to you? Doesn't make sense to me. Right?
Duplis even says price of eggs. Yeah, where's the price of eggs?
So if you're considering that as part of the issue, the answer is very simple. Don't buy. Don't buy. We'll just wait. Right? Everything is affected by you not buying something. We're taking bets right now. Before the show ends, we're taking bets. When will Borderlands 4 go on sale? Right? When?
Sooner rather than later.
Right?
Which we'll get to.
Right?
Real quick, I just want to say, thank you very much for the $2.79 super chat. Appreciate that. Doesn't say anything. So thank you very much for the super chat. Appreciate you. Thanks for the support.
Right, Krebsy? I'm paying attention to everything. I'm watching numbers. The last 5 years, I'm watching the numbers. It's like, oh, I keep hearing you with this tariff nonsense. I keep hearing, oh, price is going up, price is going up. But for some reason, TV's dirt cheap. Washing machines at the same price. We're good.
So let's get to Randy, right? I'm going to read a bunch of headlines to you, Sarge, and then we'll talk about it as one clump.
Are you gonna splash all the headlines?
No, I can't splash. I can't. No. I will bring them up, though. Okay, so first off, we have Randy Pitchford addresses the Borderlands 4 console field of view slider complaints. There's some dreams I have where field of view settings might affect fairness. Now, in this is not actually a bad thing. He's talking about field of view sliders, but in here, it's kind of weird what he says, right? So he can't say what he means. Okay, so he says
because he's too angry. He's just typing.
No, he talks about something about he can't explain what he's doing because he can't tell you yet, and everyone's looking into this going, is he talking about PvP? Because he's talking about field of view sliders. Now, PC has field of view sliders and console doesn't. He says he can't do the field of view because of it affects fairness. He says, I can't really talk about it yet, but I see it's important to you, so we're looking at it. Okay? So
when you say fairness, you're talking about PvP. There's no other reason why it would
correct.
That's the only reason why fairness would matter.
Right. Okay.
But you understand that a field of view slider on a console,
which was there before, by the way,
fine, but it's not the same thing if you're trying to pull this kind of resource as a field of view slider on a console. The console might not be able to handle the rendering of a field of view adjustment. That's all it means. That's all it means. It's got to render more shit. And if your if your console memory can't handle it, it's going to lag. It's going to be stuttery. That's what's going to happen. These aren't new problems.
All right, let me go to the next one.
The reason why most console games didn't have a field of view slider is because of resource management.
So I don't know what order to do them in because he said so many stupid things. Let's just do this one. Okay. He says, my advice, this is all Randy Pitchford saying these things, okay? My advice to users is to accept reality and tune or to not play. Randy Pitchford is at the get a refund from Steam stage of Borderlands, right? So he's telling people, look, either do what I tell you to do to fix your game or return it. Okay, Randy, sounds good to me, right? Then another one, Randy Pitchford snaps back.
His contract must be ironclad and like amazing. Airtight, ironclad contract that he can open his mouth and do this to his own company and nobody corrects him. Not the shareholders, not a committee, somebody should put a leash on this dog. I just don't understand how he's allowed to keep this up.
The next thing he says, he snaps back at people and says, code your own engine, right? And show us how it's done.
You know what, though? Him saying that, I guarantee you somebody will. I guarantee you somebody in the community would.
Well, what the funny part is, when he says code your own engine, they didn't even own their own engine anymore. They're using Unreal Engine, meaning someone could just make Borderlands in the Unreal Engine 5
That's
better than what they are. And God, let me tell you, I hope they do.
Oh, bro! Someone releases
I
a
hope
black
they
market
do.
version of Borderlands that runs properly to show them up in the. I will laugh hysterically.
Then they'll get in a lawsuit, but someone should just post and be like, "Look, I just want to let you know, I work full time. I do this in my spare time on the weekends, and here you go. It's Borderlands, but in a better condition, right?
Yeah.
That would be so fucking amazing."
He keeps if he keeps that kind of this kind of verbiage up, that's exactly what's going to happen. Someone's gonna use the Unreal Engine and do it. They might do the whole first level.
Right. Borderlands 4 is a premium game made for premium gamers, and Randy Pitchford's tone-deaf a retort to performance backlash, right? So he's telling people, hey, broke boy.
That's what he's saying.
It's for premium gamers. It's for
Yeah.
premium gamers.
He says it out loud.
Right. It's a premium game. Right. My game is better than every other game that's out there, and if you can't run my game, sorry. It's so tone-deaf because it's not...
Yeah, but he's telling the truth. The mask is off.
Yeah, but
He's not talking to gamers. He's talking to the elites.
Sure.
He's talking about the guys who have the money. That's who he wants to buy the game. The rest of you guys can just shut the fuck up. Either play the game or don't. He doesn't care because he knows that you're going to come crying to him eventually anyway. Doesn't matter.
Krebsy, I understand it's always been on Unreal. What I'm saying is when he says make his own engine, they didn't make their own engine. They didn't make their own engine. They're using Unreal. They're using someone else's engine that they could make it. They could make a game just like his. Maybe better. Probably better. Right? So, premium game. Then Borderlands 4, Randy Pitchford tells unhappy players to get a refund and play a different game. Okay? If they won't use NVIDIA DLSS to improve performance and FPS, say players should accept reality, tune or not play, which is basically the same thing as he said before, right? We have an article talking about the Battlefield guys talking about how they came out and said, we went back and we made sure that if anyone did something in our game, that we didn't go to the next thing until we made sure this was performing well. Okay. And they got rid of ray tracing. Okay. They're not doing any ray tracing into the actual game of Battlefield 6. It runs on the lowest tier settings. Okay. People didn't have any complaints with running 60 frames per second. Okay.
On the S.
Right. On the S. It's going to hit higher frames on the PlayStation 5 and whatnot. Okay. They're using Frostbite, which is not Unreal. Tim Sweeney has come out and said, look, people that are using the Unreal Engine are not taking the time to prioritize and optimize as they go. They're optimizing at the very end. Okay. Which then has problems. People are coming out and saying, look, 4090s, we have the top of the line 50s, 50 series, and we can't run it. People on the Xbox and PlayStation, there's a memory leak, and it's stuttering. He's coming out defensive, right? Like, hey, this is not us. It's not us, right? Again, Tim Sweeney says it's not the Unreal Engine. Borderlands says it's not us, right? Because Tim Sweeney says not Unreal Engine, it's the devs. The devs say, well, it's not us, right? It's your guys. It's your system stuff. That's the problem. But yet they're coming out and they're making fixes. They're actually making changes and making it better. So there's a problem there, right? It says Borderlands 4 modders are taking performance problems into their own hand. So modders right now, to help the situation, have come up with a situation. Now it's a case by case scenario, but they tell you they have two mods they've created to help with the stuttering issues and whatnot. Okay, so the fans are already coming to the rescue to try to help. Another person said, I fixed Borderlands 4's stuttering issue by upping my shader cache to 100 gigabytes, which feels something,
gigabytes.
Right? Feels something I shouldn't have to do in a well-optimized game. Right? If your game is optimized well, this guy probably shouldn't have to, do his cache and stuff. And everyone's like, oh, the longer you play, you gotta reset. So that's the next thing, right? The next thing that Randy Pitchford said was, my suggestion is that after 2 hours, shut the game off and then turn it back on and stuff. Like, can you just fix the game? So let's be fair. Here it is, right? Borderlands 4 update addresses PC stability concerns. Okay, they came out, Borderlands 4 update on September 18th. It says Gearbox has released a new update for Borderlands 4 that aims to address the PC stability concerns, among other issues. Now, this statement right here, Sarge, this is admittance that there is a performance issue with the actual game, right? So Randy Pitchford coming out and going, well, you got to do this. It's not us. It's this. It's for premium game. It's for premium gamers. It's for this. It's not us. It's not the, right? Is all out the fucking window because they are fixing it, meaning they know there's a problem, right? He comes out and says, well, it's only just a small percentage of the population and blah, blah, blah. Goes on these tyrant rants talking to himself on Twitter, right? And it's just like, what in the world are you doing? So let me read this because it's the stability. It says the update improves stability on PC, smooths out progression, and updates the Guild Glory Pack, loot, and reward for more seamless experience. Now, Gearbox said on the game's website, please restart your game to ensure that the update goes through and prevent connection errors and matchmaking. In addition to the update, which also can see details below, Gearbox has announced that it will release weekly minor updates. Those updates include changes to the wildcard missions and weekly big encore bosses, as well as Maurice's black market vending machine, which I think you have to complete the game.
They've basically made this into Destiny.
Yeah, it's
basically.
Destiny, right? So go in the search on where the black market vending machine is. Okay. So if you check out the full details of the update below, and also, so Borderlands 4 update stability, address the crashes and tied and animation states and audio and collision checks, address various GPU-related crashes, okay? Obviously, they fixed something, so that means there was a problem, and Randy Pitchford could just shut his mouth for a week, right? Gameplay progression, resolve an issue where the reward center should stop working after claiming the Guild Glory Packs rewards, address progression blocker in the missions, corrected doesn't own DLC warning incorrectly showing up the DLC gear, loot and items, updated loot pools, also Gilded Glory Pack guns no longer appear in standard chests. So obviously they're fixing the update in the game as they go. Now remember, this game was supposed to come out the 23rd. Okay, originally it was supposed to come out September 23rd, but they pushed it up 2 weeks so Marathon could have the spotlight by itself, but then Marathon delayed and we don't know when that's coming out, right?
It's not.
So they're making these fixes for this game, and maybe they fix it. Maybe it's completely fixed by the 23rd next week. Okay, this time next week, maybe it's completely fixed. But at that moment, shouldn't you have just waited the 2 weeks and then released the game in fully optimized and fixed form instead of releasing this thing and having your head of your studio going on a tirade of return the game? Like, you, as a person, you never want to say, well, just get a refund then. Just get a refund if you don't like it. Well, the problem is a lot of people can't get refunds because they've played more than 2 hours, right? So they can't get the refund.
Which is also part of the segue of consumer protection. We don't have any consumer protection for what's going on right now in the industry, and I'll say it loud and proud, consumer protection. None of this 2-hour bullshit. If your game comes out broken, buggy, the 2-hour thing is out the door. If your game comes out proper, you got 2 hours, you like it, you don't like it, whatever. But if your game's broke or buggy on release, it doesn't work right, your 2-hour refundable policy is out the fucking door.
Right. Aku, do you want me to make that into a song? I mean, you wrote the lyrics. Do you want me to try to put that into something? I'll do it. Or did you do it? I'll do it.
It's just it gets to the point where I think he does it on purpose. I'm pretty sure it's part of the marketing because it stays in the headlines. Look how many articles are written. It keeps the game in people's heads.
I get it, but
it's what it is.
Wouldn't it be better?
It doesn't matter.
I personally think Randy Pitchford has done a lot of damage to Borderlands 4, right? And it's a shame.
He's done a lot of damage to Borderlands in general.
No, what I'm saying is, like, 3 to 5 more million copies would have sold if Randy just shut his mouth, right? 3 to 5 million would have easily sold more. Obviously, if the game came out with better performance issues and whatnot.
Yes, but let's look at it this way. Think about the 4D chess, okay? Let's say Borderlands 4 is basically Destiny, which it is. They basically said they're going to come out with a battle pass. So we already know that's in the game, or it's coming to the game. So if I instigate a bunch of people not to buy the game, the brokies or whoever, then the only people buying the game are the people that were going to buy the game anyway and pay the full amount anyway, right?
Sure.
So now we all know, because I've multiple discussions, that they are overcharging for AAA titles, right? $70 is still too high for this game because it's fucking broke. It's not a premium game. It's just another game.
Yeah.
Right. So if I bully everybody not to buy the game, and they push it down the road and they wait for a sale and then they buy the game anyway because it's on sale because they got a good deal. In their heads, they got a good deal. They're actually paying the price that they would have gotten the game for when they sold the game properly, and they're still making that money. You see what I'm saying? So you don't get those 3 million people up front, at $70, but you get those 3 million people later at $55 and $60.
Sure, you'll get more people down the road. Well, not always true, because Monster Hunter Wilds that came out earlier this year had also performance issues, and it sold 10 million units in the first month, and the 7 months prior, it sold 500,000. Right, 10 million up front for Monster Hunter Wilds, 500,000 for the rest of the year. Okay, that's the problem. When you come out with a game that's unoptimized and the performance is bad, but you already made all your money up front, there's no reason for these companies to fix it. Zero.
Why?
Right? So, again, Borderlands is getting praised, right? Gunplay feels good. Open world. They like the new gun mechanics. They like the new the loot that's dropping. They like the story. They like all the stuff. But yet it's a performance issue, which means the game is... When someone says game is great, but performance issues, then it can't be great. Because if my gun hitching all the time, that to me is immersion breaking, right? That's like me every 5 seconds, if I was talking to you in real life, smacking you upside the head when I'm talking to you. Hey, what's going on, Sarge? Bop. Right? You have a good day? Bop. And you're like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, why are you hitting me, right? It's pulling you out of the actual thing. Yeah. So when people say it's a great game, you can't say, at least in my opinion, you can't say the game is great, right? A lot of people are coming out finally and going, I have 80 hours on the game, but I can't recommend this game. I can't recommend this game because of the stuttering issues.
But we're past the release. We're past the MDNA. We're past all the contract bullshit. So now they get to say whatever they want.
Sure, but what I'm saying is the person that put 80 hours in, they're doing their business because it's their business. They're making content or whatever. They're getting paid if they were flown there. But for them to come out and say, hey, look, I put the time in. I played 80 hours, okay, and I can't recommend this game for you right now. That's what we need. We need people to come out and say, look, game's great. It's good. It's not perfect. Go in knowing that these are the problems. But remember, if they make 10 million sales in the beginning, it's going to be 8, 9, 10, 12 months before they fix it because they already have your money. They're already spending that money on something else. We just made a fortune. Borderlands 5, here we go, DLC, whatever it is, right? They're already taking that money and fantasizing what they're going to do next instead of fixing the problem that's on the hand.
But this is the game that we're playing. Yeah, well... Why do you think we don't buy it? I don't buy it. I don't care.
Eclipse says, I saw a reviewer give a 10 out of 10 in his review. It stuttered. Come on. Why are you doing this? Because they're just so excited. I get it. I get that people are just excited for the newest thing. They're like, oh my God, I can't wait. But you got to look at it and be like, there's problems here.
You're not objective. If the love of the game surpasses the mechanics of the community. Like, what do you care? Do you care about the game at all, or is it just because it's your favorite thing?
They're blinded because of the love of the franchise, the game, or whatever it is, right? And here's another problem I have: when someone gets, and I'm not talking about journalists in general, even YouTubers and stuff. When someone gets a game for free and it's not working correctly, it doesn't affect them as much as someone that spent $120 on the gold deluxe edition, okay, that worked 60 hours in the week, waited to get this game, put it into their machine, and all of a sudden it starts to stutter. That person's pissed. The person that got it for free or got flown to fucking LA to play the game and then they got a care package and a thing and they sit down like, hey, bro, yeah, Borderlands sent me this thing. It's awesome. Check out this mug and stuff. It's so awesome. It's so good. Oh, yeah, there's stuttering problems. But, yeah, the game is awesome. And it's like...
Right. Doesn't matter.
What are we talking about, man? Just tell it how it is. This is why I like watching ACG. This is why I like watching Skill Up. This is why I like certain other content creators that are coming up through the ranks and telling it how it is.
Well, there's no standard to judging a game. Right? We talk about this many times. There's no standard. There's no categories. You're not judging it. You're just taking a bunch of abstract thoughts about how you feel about the game, and then I assign a number to my feeling about it, and that's the score of the game. No one's objectively saying we're talking about graphics. Here are the bullet points for the graphics. Does it meet these bullet points? Yes or no, and then give it that a score. Now we're going to talk about game mechanics. Good, bad, ugly, give that a score. And at the end, you add all those numbers up and you get the real number. Not how I feel about it. My feelings about a game are irrelevant. If I want a review of a game, I want to know if the goddamn thing works. Is it worth the money? And the answer right now is Absolutely not. It's a AAA price game, and it's not AAA quality. So I don't know what you're talking about. You want my money for AAA. It's not AAA ready. So why would I give you my money?
And then there's the people that defend it. Well, I have no performance issues on my thing.
Fantastic. Enjoy.
It doesn't matter about you. The people that spend the money that are having problems, like you telling me you had no problems doesn't fix my problem. Right?
It's only about the individual. It's
correct.
not about the community. They only worry about the community for certain things. It's always individual beforehand, then it's community. When it's all fun stuff, it's community. But when it's about real shit, like the industry going down in the toilet for collecting money for games that don't even fucking work, it's all individualism. Right? It's not community. I get it. Damn it, Eric. Is it about you again? Shit.
What's that?
Eric thinks it's about him again.
It's all about me. Let's go to Nintendo. Okay.
Nintendo's on a tear. Nintendo's on a tear.
We got two stories of Nintendo. We got two stories of Nintendo. We got this one, which is Nintendo reportedly gets even more obnoxious about the patent law by taking a mods aren't real games stance against Dark Souls 3 mod that could invalidate its Palworld lawsuit. Okay. So last year, Nintendo initiated a patent lawsuit against Palworld developer Pocket Pair. In the months since the Pokemon publisher seems decided to double down on mustache-twirling IP law villain. Very opportunity to the latest development of Pocket Pair proceeding might be Nintendo's worst look yet because the company has reportedly decided that modders' ideas don't count. Cool. Thanks to the efforts of Tokyo contributor, who has also been able to review the case file on ongoing Pocket Pair lawsuit, video game patent law site Games Fray, which broke last week's Nintendo patent story, reports that part of Pocket Pair's defense against Nintendo's lawsuit aims to invalidate Nintendo's patent claims based on existence of prior art and mods. Okay, as the IP attorney Kurt Sigmund told PC Gamer last September, demonstrable prior art, meaning pre-existing work, resembles the invention described as the patent's claims, is bad news for patent holders because it means that it shouldn't have been granted the patent in the first place, which then takes a deeper question on who okayed the patent, if the person should know patent law and shouldn't have okayed this patent for them, but he probably got a little bit of money on the back end of stuff from Nintendo, right?
Well, they don't understand video games. They don't understand how video game art works.
Right. Sigmund said that the courts in Japan have a strong history of siding with the patent lawsuit defendants who could present examples of prior art. By presenting mods like Pocket Souls from Dark Souls 3, which allowed players to capture enemies in a method resembling Nintendo's JP 2023-092953 patent claims, Pocket Pair is hoping to demonstrate that Nintendo has granted a patent on ideas that had already been deployed in game design. If it was successful, it could render Nintendo's patent invalid, according to the game's...
But we already know that because they filed the patent after the game was made.
Correct. However, Nintendo has argued that two separate pleadings of the mods simply doesn't qualify as prior art because they aren't real games. So now mods aren't games. Are they making money off those mods? I don't know. Okay, so... To evaluate this is considered conditions of patentability in Japan patent law translated by Japanese Ministry of Justice. Okay, so a person that invents the invention industry acceptability may obtain the patent for the invention unless the invention is as follows. The invention is the public knowledge within Japan or the foreign country prior to filing the patent application, which I think the mod would be considered, right? Invitation of the publicly known for the work with Japan and foreign countries prior to filing the patent application. The invitation of distributed publication or made available to public use for telecommunication lines with Japan or foreign countries prior to filing the patent application. A person may not obtain a patent if prior or filing of the patent applications, a person ordinary skills in the art of the invitation easily been able to make invention-based an invitation prescribed in one of the items preceding paragraph, notwithstanding a preceding paragraph. So, look, we talked about this, again, I'm not a patent lawyer. I'm not a lawyer, okay?
Well, the first hurdle is the patent was done after the game was made.
Correct. And then they've changed the patent multiple times now to try to catch them to cover all the bases.
Gotcha. To cover all the bases that they did the game better than them. That's basically what they did.
Palworld just came out with a video telling their whole roadmap because it's coming out like released now, right? Which is in 2026 sometime, and they're showing all the stuff that's coming out for Palworld. And when I saw that video in the back of my head, I was like, oh, well, I don't think they feel threatened by Nintendo at all because they're going full steam ahead with the rest of their plans for this game. Not even that, because they made so much money. Remember the article we went to last year sometime? It was like over a year ago now, where Palworld made so much money, and they're like, we have so much money, we don't know what to do with it.
And that's why they sued them.
Right? Well, they opened up their own publisher now, right? Something that Bungie's been wanting to do their entire career, right? They have so much money that they're actually helping smaller devs make their games and publish their game now because they're like, what do we do with all this money? They're like, well, we can help other people make their games, right?
That's good.
So it's very smart on them.
If they're on the up and up, it's a good thing. If they're just trying to swindle other guys,
well, we'll cover that story when we get there if it happens.
We'll see. No, listen, I'm all for someone who makes a shit ton of money, realizes the position that they're in, and then tries to help people that are beneath them, especially in this business. Right? The more dev teams that get swallowed up by the conglomerate corpos, the less games we're going to have. Let's just put it that way.
Right.
You want guys to succeed on their own. Right? You want companies to make a game, sell a game, they do well, and they make the next game. And if they get into trouble, you don't let them get swallowed up by the corpos. You find a third party to come over and help them publish. That's what they should be doing. Right? That's what the real life fake wizard's doing. He's starting an A and double A game site where people can find games that are not AAA and trying to hose you over, and just here, guys, there's some games here that you might want to be interested in.
Yeah, he'll actually be joining us for the Video Game Awards. I reached out to him, Kingard, and Greg Owen. Two of them got back to me.
And when's the Game Awards this year?
December 11th, I think. It's a Thursday night. It's a Thursday night. So Fake Wizard and Kingard will be joining us, and we might have Greg Owen on the show for that when it comes down. All right, the next Nintendo thing that we're going to talk about is man arrested after allegedly selling over $2 million in fake Nintendo systems. Okay. A man from New York is in trouble with the law after allegedly peddling over $2 million worth of fake Nintendo and Pokemon products. If found guilty, the seller could end up serving significant jail sentence for the sale of fake Nintendo consoles and accessories. Game consoles are a big business, and unfortunately, the counterfeits or ripoffs are also produced by trying to take advantage of the industry's consumers. So while counterfeiters are easy enough for gamers to spot, others are tricky, right? So this was being sold on Amazon as a third-party seller. Okay,
so very credible. It's on Amazon.
Yeah, and after numerous returns were made from unhappy consumers, the company looked into the matter, and the DA says that Nintendo official has brought in to inspect some of the examples of the returns and declared that they were all counterfeit with no actual Nintendo parts in them. Okay, the product reportedly included Nintendo Switch docks, adapters, Pokemon Go Plus devices, and knockoff versions of the NES Mini.
This guy is very skilled.
Yeah, he's probably going to China, getting the copies of the things, soldering his own things together, and then selling them or whatever, right?
Doesn't matter. He's a hustler.
He's a hustler.
You got to give the man some credit. He's
from
a
New
hustler.
York. Yeah, he's from New York. So after discovering the illicit sales of the investigators took a look at the warehouse that he owned, and which has found a full of fake products. Currently is looking at potential 15-year sentence in prison if he found guilty, but he's charged could potentially get worse as the investigation is looking into another product found in his warehouse that may also be counterfeits. Amazon has since blocked the seller's accounts, removed the remaining listings, and fake Pokemon Nintendo products. So, unfortunately, there's been numerous cases of counterfeits and crimes surrounding Nintendo and Pokemon products. You know what's funny? Again, pirates like to get the games. This man's making straight up systems and stuff.
It doesn't matter, though. He puts the money in an overseas account, right? He gets a good lawyer. They take whatever money they can from him, which not going to be a lot because it's all hiding. He does his 15 and he comes out a millionaire and he walks, right? After he does his time, he comes out and he's still a millionaire and that's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so to somebody like this, it doesn't matter. The hustle is real.
Look at this. In Italy, cops discovered a gaming counterfeiting ring seized $50 million in fake retro games.
That's a lot of retro.
That's a lot of fucking retro games. $50 million worth of retro games. That's crazy.
Well, this is what happens when you keep charging crazy amounts of money for gaming, right?
Yeah, people go elsewhere. Yeah. People go elsewhere.
Like, so is that picture of a real dock? It's fake. Like that box of Nintendo, that's fake.
Yeah, this is fake stuff.
So is the dock just a piece of plastic? There's nothing to do with no electronics in it. It doesn't hook up to the TV. It's just a taco shell that doesn't do anything.
Yeah,
and Amazon says, "Hey, this guy's selling some stuff."
Here's the thing, though. Like, where does he get the molds from? The mold is the mold, right? So someone made another mold.
Anybody can make anything now. You realize?
No, I know that.
Right?
Yeah, that's true. But that's not 3D printed. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is he's got to get his shipment because it's manufactured. It's manufactured in some, processing plant. So someone
you don't know
down the line that was in the assembly line of Nintendo was like, oh.
Yeah, you don't understand how the Chinese work, right? The Chinese have been stealing molds and all kinds of stuff for years.
Oh, yeah, all the time. Oh, yeah.
For years.
There's places off of iDrive that they sell T-shirts. And if a shirt's selling in the store, like at the parks, they'll remake them there. They have things in the back and they just make the shirts, right? And they just put them on the rack. Yeah, they steal instead of them steal because who's gonna find out? Because you walk into the store, they're like, oh, yeah, these real? Disney? Yeah, okay, great. They pay the $15, $25 for the thing.
$50, $25, easy, bro. $30.
Yeah, whatever.
$40
you know what I mean?
for Disney T-shirts.
And they don't have to pay anything to Disney because they're selling it illegally, right? They're not getting any license and IPs for putting Mickey Mouse in their thing. There might be a little defect where like one of his eyes is like this instead. You know what I mean? Like whatever. And they sell it. And they don't get busted because they're not going to take the time to come there and shut the store down and be like, you guys are selling illegal Mickey Mouse T-shirts. They'll just take them off and throw them away.
Yeah, but don't forget, this is one guy who got caught. How many guys didn't get caught?
Exactly. If you go to New York and you go to Canal and 14th, there's purses and shoes and sunglasses and watches, all fake. Cops walk by, they're like, good morning, and they just want, they don't care.
But you see what they do now. It's all on a blanket.
Yeah, they just close the blanket up.
And they got the four strings in their hand.
Yeah.
So in case someone wants to crack down, they just yank it and pull everything into a hobo
duffel
sack,
bag.
Yeah. A hobo sack and run.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So it's interesting. All right.
I mean, hustler's a hustler, man.
Let's talk about this one. This one got my blood boiling a little bit this week. Okay, earlier this week. Right, Hollow Knight Silksong Shadow Drop release was Callus says Hell Is Us director.
Fuck you. Let's just start with that. I do not understand how the industry badmouths one of their own because he didn't get permission to do something in their own business. Whose business is it that they decide when to sell it, what price to sell it, and where?
So
what is any of their business?
I did the math, right? And the only reason they're bitching is because this is a popular game, right? This is a popular game.
Because it sets a precedent. That's why.
Last year, 19,000 games came out on Steam. 19,000 games. If you divide that over 365, it's 52, almost 53 games a day came out. A day for the entire year. Now, obviously, not all games release on a Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday.
That's correct.
They release on Tuesdays or Thursday or Friday, right? So it's literally like 150 games a day come out. So out of all of these games that came out, right, Silksong was one potentially of 52 that came out on the same day as this game, but this game is the problem. Like,
yeah.
What? What are you talking about?
Because they can't have renegades, or as what they call it, disruptors. They can't have disruptors coming into the market and telling people this is what a game can sell for, right?
Right.
They're all in cahoots, bro, right? They keep trying to raise the price of everything to get everyone to be like, it's premium gaming. These guys are like, hey, we made a game. We just want to sell it. It's like an HOA. Like, you got to get permission. I want to put a boat in my yard. You need permission. I want to paint my house. I need permission. Permission from what, motherfucker? I made a game. I'm selling my game. Period. Right. Who are these people that think they have the right to obstruct an independent business trying to sell a product? I don't understand.
The funny part is,
not only am I pissed off about consumer protection, where's the fucking protection for business?
Yeah.
That you're going to just sit there and badmouth them. I can't believe you charged that much. I can't believe you released it that day. Like, what? Who are you? Who is this guy? Callous? The only one callous here is the industry. Is the only one who's callous. Every one of you, right? You should be praising an independent company for doing well and moving to the next bracket, right? That's what you should be doing. Instead, we badmouth them, right? And we cause problems and we gaslight people into thinking this is how a game costs. They don't know what they're doing. This is a garbage game, garbage people. Like, I can't believe they even tried to sell this on Steam. What are you talking about, man?
Yeah. The problem is that both these games come out on the same day. This one's got over 500,000 people playing concurrently, and Hell Is Us has 4,000, right? And
I'm
thinking to
myself, that good.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking to myself, even if they didn't release the same day, how long is Silk Song supposed to wait? Like, is there a undisclosed amount of time? Like, oh, I can't release this Tuesday because Ted's got a game coming out. Oh, I can't release on Thursdays because Susie's got a game coming out. Like, oh, I can't go in October because Todd's got a game coming out. Like, when am I supposed to release my game?
When you feel like it.
When it's ready.
Right?
Yeah,
when you feel like
I release my game when it's ready. And guess what? It's ready. So we made a game. We sold the game. Now everyone else is like, can you believe these motherfuckers? They sold their game. They came out and put their game the same game as I have. Like, is your game done? Is it selling? That's what it is. Can you imagine, like right now, did I have to call air traffic control up and be like, hey guys, I'm doing a podcast at 8 o'clock tonight. Anybody else doing a podcast at 8 o'clock tonight? I don't want to step on your toes. Like, what are we talking about? I have a podcast, 8 p.m., Thursday nights. That's what I do. I don't call up other people and be like, is it okay if I release? I don't want to step on your toes. No, I'm doing my thing. You do your thing. My thing's lower than your thing. That's just what it is, right? Make the product, sell the product. That's what it is. No one should be like, well, you got to check in. You got to make sure it's not fair for the other guys.
But that's how they make
this is the GTA of independent games.
But the way that the article, and this is not the first article, the way the articles are read, it tells the reader that Silk Song has done something incorrect in the industry. Like, they're at fault for something.
Yeah,
like, they
it's this year's Baldur's Gate 3. Yeah, it's this year's Baldur's Gate 3.
They broke some kind of unwritten rule someplace, and it's really hurting the industry. That's how the reading comes across. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
I don't know. It's mind-boggling to me that I mean, I get it. They're just jealous. They're just jealous.
No shit.
Yeah.
But it's not just the director of Hell Is Us.
Of Hell Is Us.
It's
it's the industry. Yeah,
the whole industry's on them.
Yeah.
Right? Conservative.
How dare you sell your game for $20? What am I supposed to sell my game at? I don't know.
Whatever you want.
Whatever you feel like selling it for.
That's correct. Whatever you feel like you should get for it.
It's so ridiculous.
Do we have a bunch of fucking commies now running the fucking show that they don't understand what the free market is? This whole price fixing thing is starting to get on my fucking nerves.
They made
right?
a complete
As
game
soon
over
as
there.
somebody tries to come up with a price for a game, you hear there's a concerted effort. All the journalists and the game devs all get together like, that's not how a game works. That's not what the price is. That's not what you're supposed to, like. What are you guys talking about, man? Is this fucking Russia now? Are we in China? What's happening?
I'm telling you right now, I will buy 2 copies. I will buy 2 copies of Grand Theft Auto 6 if it comes out at $50 to $60. Okay? Because if they come with all the $70 talk, $80 talk, if Grand Theft Auto comes out and says $60, I will buy 2 copies just in spite to go fuck yourselves, because there's so much content in this game and they're selling it for this price. And be like, well, you can't do that for the industry. The industry said it's $80. Look at Mario Kart. You gotta, like, what are we talking about? You price the game what you want to price it at, not because what's your budget? What do you want to get your money back? How long did it take to make?
There is no doubt in my mind, and I mean this, right? There's no doubt in my mind that the people in charge of movie studios and game companies and publishing in the entertainment industry, they grew up with some kind of brain deficiency, and they don't understand budgets, and they don't understand what it takes to actually make the product. So they feel that they can charge whatever they want and hire whoever they want, and then just pass the buck on to the consumer.
Right.
And we have over budgeted, bloated entertainment across the board. Bloated to the fact where you can't even believe it. And then they cry that they're not making money. They cry that it's our fault that they didn't make $1. or it's our fault that we're racist. Like it's a concerted effort across the board. 4 studios to make a Battlefield game. A couple of years back, 4 studios to make the Call of Duty game. Like, you need 9,000 people to make a first-person shooter.
It's 9,000.
Like 9,000, right? 9,000. You have to know that they're broken. Something's broken. They have to go out of business. If you can't run a company efficiently, you go away. That's how the free market works.
Yeah,
you don't get free rides. You don't get unlimited loans.
Self-filtration of the world.
Right. If you can't budget, you go away. That's what happens. We are basically, technically, at this point in time, we are dragging a fucking T-Rex through the fucking swamp, okay? Attached to a little red wagon with little wheels on it, and we have to drag it through the mud, right? This is the gaming industry.
I just picture that in my head.
Dragging this shit around. How about we let some of this dead wheat just fucking go, bro? And I'm not talking about the dev teams, right? I'm talking about the guys who are making the decisions, right?
Right.
You need devs to make games. It's the engine of the fucking car. That's how this works.
Yeah.
How could you make games profitable for 25 years, and in the last 10 years, after one little snafu, everyone thinks everything costs 1,000 times more and everyone deserves a raise and nothing comes out fixed? How does that work? The people in charge are to blame, man. The people in charge. It's got nothing to do with the dev teams.
Yep. I've said it all the time, right? Because they're like, wait a minute, that guy made $1 million. I only made $180,000, right? How do I make that? Well, we raise the price, right? But yet the devs still get the money that they get, and people like Pete Parson get the millions of dollars in the golden parachute once they off the.
He was just waiting. He was waiting for the stocks to. What's the term?
Mature.
Thank you. He's waiting for his stocks to mature. That was it. That was the only reason why he was hanging around. Oh, we're done. The time has been allowed for my stock to mature. I can just cash out now.
Well, segue right into Destiny. So Destiny 2's latest game-breaking bug, players can no longer respawn in the solo activities like it all. Now, this is 2 days ago. It says it's updated, so we'll see what they've updated. Okay.
Where's our resident Destiny players? Wolverine still in chat?
It says original story. This afternoon, Destiny 2 clanmate texted me and said, if we die in solo ops or patrol, you can no longer respawn. That can't be right, I thought. Such a fundamental bug would be I'll effectively break the game. Anyway, I loaded in and did some testing. Could probably guess what was going on to happen next, right?
So it's all hardcore, bro. That's all it is. Yeah. It's not broken. It's all hardcore.
It's made by design. From my own experience, it says once that respawn button will appear after the unusual countdown, but cannot be interacted with. In order to start playing again, you either need to go back to orbit, i.e. leave the activity, or switch characters, which is a big problem as it sounds. The bug even seems to extend to the patrol zones, although I was occasionally able to self-revive. Now, it says quite how long does it take to fix anyone's guess, but also can tell you that the tone of Bungie's tweet is a four-alarm fire. It says you cannot have players trying to complete every solo activity in the game on a single life. I would love to tell you.
How long have you been playing Destiny, kid?
I'm surprised that the bug of this size has made it into the live game. But as I've been writing this about recently, Destiny 2 is currently in player state, both in terms of biblical size, swarm of bugs, and player sentiment towards the systematic changes introduced in the Edge of expansion. So,
bro, just be Warlock. Just do the self-res. You die, you get back up. Get good. I don't understand what the problem is. So you know what? So far, I haven't heard a problem. I heard that the game is much more difficult. It's on hardcore, and the rest of you need to put your big boy pants on. That's all I've heard. I haven't heard any problems at all.
If I was Bungie, I would just say new game mode, and that would be it, right?
That's it.
So it says players can sometimes be killed immediately upon respawning in Nightmare and Pinnacle Ops. A number of strikes are not completing properly after the final boss has been defeated. Focusing on engrams and vendors can also cause a reward to drop at a lower power level than what was displayed.
Normal. That guy, I'm sorry. Is that an actual complaint?
Yeah, these are things that are happening in the game right now.
This guy never knew the original Destiny. That's normal.
11 years in, same problem. Same playbook. Yeah, same company. So from that, it says it sucks that we've been unable to build on the positive momentum. Bungie's admit Destiny 2's missteps and says
What
upcoming
momentum was that?
roadmap will be rebuild trust. Okay.
What momentum was that?
Okay.
The plane's on fire. It's in a nosedive. The pilots jumped out because they didn't care, and the passengers are sitting there going, "This is fine. This is fine. The roadmap will fix this. The roadmap's going to fix this."
Right. Well, it's funny because all the missteps, right? When they say Bungie missed Destiny 2's missteps, how about Bungie in general, the missteps, right? Selling the company.
Bungie's the misstep.
Selling the company, dismantling basically the whole company. Okay, like just leaving it to just scraps left. Sony's taking over, right? Going back to Marathon, but not using Marathon, like going back to your IP, and you're like, well, Sony needs to take something. We might as well give them Marathon and Destiny, right? So they give them that because it was in their contract probably. They're like, we need 2 IPs because we're missing IPs in Sony. We don't have enough IPs, right? So Destiny had to give them Destiny, or I'm sorry, Bungie had to give them Destiny, and they had to give them Marathon and whatever else is behind the scenes. Then they got stolen artwork from Marathon. Now they're infinitely delayed. We don't know when that's coming out, but it's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. That's what they hear. All right. It's a joke, by the way. All right. So now there's problems with Destiny, right? Broke, buggy, unfinished games, pushed out the door. Don't care. But you know what's working, Sarge?
The mobile one. The mobile
fucking
game's working
Eververse is the Eververse is always working perfectly.
Oh, Eververse.
Okay.
Eververse is running on all cylinders, bro.
Spot on. It works just great.
But the mobile Destiny's on fire, bro.
I'll be honest. I haven't heard shit about it. When it came out,
that's because there's
everyone
no
in chat.
problem with Eververse.
No. Everyone in chat was like, "Oh, it's good. It's much better than Destiny." But I haven't heard anything about it. Right? You know who they need? They need Randy Pitchford to come in and talk about it a little bit because apparently it's so good. Nobody's talking about it because it's just so good. People are just enjoying it, right? We need a fire. We need something to happen to the game so it's in the news every single day, like Randy Pitchford does for Borderlands 4, right? No one's talked about it, right? Nobody's talking about it.
Nobody's talking about it. It's making a shit ton of money.
It's making a shit ton of money, right? It's so good,
right?
No one cares to bitch about it.
The mobile version of Destiny must be doing so well because it's just you hear the cash register jinging. Nobody has any problems.
Ching, ching,
We're all good.
ching, 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 ching. Right? Meanwhile, like you said, Bungie, right, going into the toilet in an airplane on fire with no captain, right? But you know what? Lower your expectations, under-deliver, right? Or under-promise, under-deliver. That way it looks much better in the long run.
But you understand that the call of the greed is so powerful. It's like the call of the dark side, right? You could just end the game. You could just stop. You could just, at this next season by spring, write the game's ending, end it, and just do something else, right? Take your resources, take all the people who have worked on this game and have them focus on anything else. Like, I'm sure they want to break, right? I'm sure they want to draw something else other than another Guardian, right? I'm sure they have nightmares about seeing the same guy over and over again. I know nobody wants to draw any enemies because they've been the same for 10 years, right? So I'm assuming at some point you just say to yourself, well, we've milked the cow, right? The cow is now dead, and you're still trying to milk the dead cow and then want to know why no one likes the milk. The fucking cow is dead, right? You guys made the money. We all know you did. Do you know how we know? Because you left and came back 3 times of buying a giant building, building a studio. You threw money around like it was no big deal, right? We knew you made the money, right? We knew you did. But you guys have no leadership. It's a rudderless ship that just goes down the river, right? And now you should just own it and say no. But the call, bro, the call of the reoccurring revenue is so strong that they will drive this thing into the ground before they officially end it.
Yep.
10 years is not enough? You think 10 years is enough for a game?
It's 11 years now. We're on year 11.
Do you think it's long enough? Do you think you made the money for it? Right? Maybe it's time for something else.
You know, it's funny because Division and Destiny took 2 separate different paths, right? But they end up in the exact same spot, right? Like,
well, it's because they also have bad leadership. Do you not see the pattern?
Yeah. Division got abandoned, and then they brought it back, and now they're raising it up again. Destiny was abandoning Destiny, but now they're bringing it back to Destiny so they can keep it going again, right?
No. Division, right? You're mistaken. Bungie was the guy who doesn't know how to handle money. Division is the guy that doesn't know how to handle personal assets, like the people, right? They didn't care about Division anymore because they thought they couldn't make any more money on it, and they wanted to rely on all the good candy over here, the Assassin's Creed, all this stuff over here. Then, when they realized that they had completely flushed Assassin's Creed down the toilet, they went, oh, people still like Division? Why don't you guys come on back? Yeah, why don't we bring them back in here? We can start making more money on Division again because, we pissed away Assassin's Creed. So let's find something else that's still going to make money. Otherwise, you know as well as I do, Ubisoft didn't give a shit about Division 2.
No, they
didn't give a shit about it. They're like, we're done with that. We're moving on over here.
Yep. And they're like, oh, they had like 4 different games coming out with the Division brand, and now they're back to just Division 2. They dropped all the other stuff and went back to Division 2. It was the redheaded stepchild that they abandoned at the mall, and then they went back to the mall and were like, Timmy, where are you?
Yeah, I love you.
Like, Ma, where are you? Right? Yeah, they came back to pick it up.
I didn't want to leave you. Dad made me leave you.
Right? So, which is weird. And Altern's saying this, something here. He says that, and Warframe is going strong, still releasing updates, bring new enemies and story and shit. Yeah. Warframe was everyone that hated Warframe. Warframe's just been consistently just keeps straight ahead, keeps doing its thing, keeps updating it, make the game bigger. Warframe's never told you that the game is too big and we have to sunset shit.
Yeah.
Just constantly getting bigger. Destiny was like, no, we had to get rid of that.
They went open world.
Too big. Yeah, open world, added
multiple
more
planets.
Things. Yeah. All right.
Just that, bro.
Well, let's talk about the next thing, which is Battlefield. Okay. So Randy Pitchford's complaining that your fucking boxes are shit and they can't be optimized. Meanwhile, Battlefield 6 devs are saying, I mean, this is just bad timing for Randy, right? Battlefield 6 guys are like, hey, we've optimized Xbox for the Series S, made overall game better and more stable. And by the way, we're not using ray tracing, right?
Weird.
So I've always said I never understood why Microsoft, because they have the 2-box system, right? And everyone always complained that the S is the potato. And I said, well, you have to make it work on the S to make it run better for everything else. I've always said this. You can go back to Generation X for fucking 6-7 years. I said, 2 systems out, you got to make it for the lowest common denominator, which is the lower tier. I said, if they come out with a handheld, their own handheld, I was like, you would have to make it work for that, which I have to run really good on that, which means it then be worse than the S, okay, or is the S, okay, and so on and so forth. So that's what they've done. They've made it run really well on the S, and because they made it run really well on the S, guess what? It runs super well on the other ones that are higher than them. So much so, they watched Bellular News today on a video talking about how people that had lower than minimum specs on the PC were playing the beta, okay, and they were getting over 30 frames. They were getting 60 frames and no crashes. Nothing was happening because they got rid of ray tracing and they made sure it ran on the potato. And because it runs on the potato, it could run on less than the potato quality stuff on the PC for people that had older graphic cards that were 6 to 8 years old. Okay? So all these people that have always said that, well, because they have to make it for 2 systems, it's a shittier product. This goes out the window, does it not? Does it? Yeah. Doesn't it go out the window because the Battlefield guys are optimizing? Now, again, we haven't seen the game yet, but the footage that I've watched, it looks fucking smooth. And when I played it, it was smooth. Okay.
So, well, let's also remember that they have 9,000 people working on it. So I'm pretty sure you could take like 100, 150 people and do some optimization because they got nothing else to do. You know what I mean? Like, you have all these people. Like, they have to be doing something. So I would think somebody would be optimizing for the lower system.
Well, the problem was the memory of the S. That was the memory constraints of the stuff, right? But because they got it working with the less memory on the S, then if they got it to run well on the S, well, then all they had to do is up it up for the other ones, and it'd be fine because it's running really smooth on the S. So that's one story of Battlefield, right? Again, Randy Pitchford's having problems with Borderlands for the performance. Again, this game's not out yet. when it comes out in October. Hopefully it comes out and it runs super smooth and it works fantastic, right? So Battlefield 6 dev also explains the need for quick turn. Now, a lot of people didn't even know you could do this. Me and Mr. Luke were playing. We found out that you could do this while we were playing, and it actually works really well. If you're on console, okay, you can't spin fast, okay?
It's a controller.
Yeah, you're on controller.
You're not using a mouse.
Right? People on PC are on the mouse, and since there's crossplay, you have to be able to kind of react faster, right? So if you could bound it to whatever you want, but I had it for down on the D-pad. So when I'm playing, when you're holding it, you just tap it, and all of a sudden your guy would go 180, look directly behind you, and it worked really well, right? So
was there input lag after the turn, or could you immediately move like you were facing forward the whole time?
Turn, fire, shoot, everything. Yeah, it was very well done. Okay. That, and also because of the, again, in Bellier News's video today, he was talking about the mechanic of dragging and pulling the people, which was supposed to be in Battlefield 5, which didn't make it, right? And then it didn't go into 2042 either. Now it's in this one for Battlefield 6. And they said probably the memory and the animation and stuff was just too hard for what that, but because they dropped ray tracing in the game, they could do more stuff like this where graphically it didn't look very well. Maybe that's why they got rid of it in the past. That's his speculation. But stuff like this, so the quick turn, right, the actual dragging of the animation and stuff like that, there's things that they're putting in this game that is very good quality of life updates that is working out very well for them. Hopefully, again, it'll work well when the game comes out. Battlefield 6 class system has moved beyond what we saw in open beta. So in the open beta weekends, Battlefield 6 was a huge success, attracting a record number of players across the 2 weekends. Blah, blah, blah. During the interview with Edge Magazine, Thomas Anderson, creative director, Ripple Effect, spoke about Battlefield 6 class system. Anderson stated that the class system has already moved beyond what we had in the open beta, confirming that players will see significant changes in the system. And next time they play the game, it appears that the major changes have been made to the game's assault and support classes. Regarding the changes made to Battlefield 6 class system, Anderson spoke about the modifications of the assault class. Creative director stated that the assault class players will observe reduced effectiveness in some areas, or efficiency in some areas. However, it will improve from a team play perspective. The assault player will now have the deploy beacon rather than a recon to reinforce that this is a guy to spawn on. In other news, the developers also confirmed that Battlefield 6 features console-only crossplay mode. Additionally, scam links for Battlefield 6 Battle Royale playtests have surfaced and Reddit. So the classes that they're doing, they've added the ladder, they've added the sledgehammer as well. Jack Fragg's video that we watched this morning showed a lot of that stuff. As far as the class system open and close, there's one more thing here.
We already know the answer to this, bro.
Hold on.
You already know they're not going to have a closed system.
I know. Okay. So how Battlefield 6 is approaching the locked versus open class weapons.
They don't want to decide.
Right. They're leaving it up to you. Right. Historically, many Battlefield games have centered around classes that have unique weapon sets in addition to abilities and items, especially the fans of Bad Company games in 3 and 4. Classes with distinct weapon sets made from the series felt distinct. Okay, speaking on IGN, Ripple Effects console combat designer Matthew Nickerson shared the developer's goal is to possible choice such as open to lock classes. The essence of the team's approach is to support different options in Battlefield 6 Portal and other game modes, providing a foundation within the game players can choose the type of gameplay they want. Now, we watched the video of Jack Frags today, Sarge, and yeah, you could look at the gun and you could turn it and flip it and look at all the details and stuff. And this is what we're talking about, fundamentally changing the game. Now, obviously, it doesn't do anything for the game itself, right? Like, it's not giving you an advantage over anything. But they fundamentally put something in the game where you could stop and look at your gun and look at it. Even though you could do that in the menu system where you could rotate it and everything, now you could do it in the game itself where you can rotate the gun and look at all the details and stuff like that. Why? Well, because they're going to sell you skins. And if they sell you skins, you want to be able to see the little trinket off the side or the color of the thing. And you're going to be like, oh, look how badass this is. Because, when you're in a team game and shooting people like this, you want to be, oh, you know what? That's
I want to look at my little lucky rabbit's foot or the...
Right. So, obviously, fundamentally, they put that in the game so they could sell skins. Now, they could sell skins if it was a closed system. But if I'm an assault guy, then I would sell less skins to the assault guy because I would only playing assault. So that means I'm missing out on recon guns and support guns and, engineer guns. But they're like, well, we can't choose. And I think I don't know if this is a thing that's actually a thing, but in my head, I feel like the developers were like, yeah, we really want to do the closed system, but the upper management's like, yeah, but
Nope.
we need to put the open
sell
class in,
skins.
right? And if they decide to put the open class in, they're gonna push the fans of Battlefield away because they're like, oh, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, but you got to sell the skins because you got to sell them in BR. That's why.
Correct. But what I'm saying is, if they went full open, the people that like Battlefield would be like, it's fun, but I don't want the closed class. They would lose a lot of people. Because they can keep it closed and open, they're like, let's keep the old guys that like Battlefield. Let them come in, let them play with the closed. Potentially, maybe we get 5% of them to buy a skin or not. We got their money up front. Maybe they buy a skin later. But this open thing, we need a whole bunch of people when the Battle Royale comes out to sell skins and people can look at it and stuff. So the Battle Royale is supposedly coming out at the end of the month. So with all of that I just gave you, Sarge, plus the Battle Royale coming out on October 28th, supposedly, it's rumored. What do you think about open class, closed class, the DLSS of working performance-wise, and the class issues and stuff, or the class changes?
Well, it's great that they have it working on the S because, like you said, it's supposed to work on the lowest system first and scale up. So now, if it works that way, great. I saw some of the map things, the large maps for Firestorm. I want to see if it works just as well on a large map and having to render all that stuff and the distance. That's what I want to see. I want to see if the game can handle when you first start off and everyone's driving in vehicles and running across the desert in Firestorm, because that first onset where everybody can just jump in vehicles and go, and you have that big field of view. I want to see if the game lags or not. Like it might not lag at all, which I'll be very impressed. Right?
It was very smooth during the demo or during the beta week.
But you weren't on Firestorm. You were on the smaller maps.
No, we were on we were on the peak board and everything else. Yeah.
So that being said, I think they're going to have a really large group of people from Call of Duty coming over. They're going to play a game because we already saw the shit show of the Call of Duty trailer, and it wasn't good. So for a month, you're going to have a bunch of Call of Duty people playing Battlefield. And so the release of Battlefield will do really well. The issue is going to be when the BR releases, what the influx
is 2 weeks, supposedly 2 weeks after the game launches.
Well, I think 2 weeks is because if you're I don't want to use the terminology, but if you're an average gamer, you're going to play through the campaign, right?
Multiplayer.
So in 2 weeks, the majority of people who are going to buy this game on day one are going to be finished with the campaign before the end of the 2 weeks, and then they'll be ready for BR. And then you're going to witness the spike. The spike is going to show whether or not the BR is good or not. Now, here's the issue. Is Call of Duty bad enough to where the Call of Duty fans will stay inside the Battlefield BR after Call of Duty releases? You know what I'm saying?
Say it again.
So if let's say you have an additional 8 million people from Call of Duty come over to play Battlefield, right?
That's a lot. Yeah,
it's a lot, right? Just for the BR, right? If they come over and they're playing the Battlefield BR for the month or for the 3 weeks it's going to be,
whatever the time frame is,
right. When Call of Duty comes out, is it Fairweather friends who are going to just jump back over to Call of Duty?
Sure.
Or are they staying inside Battlefield? Like, that's to me is like the cutoff point, because you're going to spike when the BR happens because people want to play it. And if the rumor is Call of Duty is not going to be good, then those guys are going to come over and play the Battlefield BR. That's the whole game. Right? Now, if the Call of Duty game is as bad as they say, which no one knows because no one's played it yet. Everyone just saw the trailer. They were all, that's it. Right. But if it isn't, and they go back to Call of Duty, what does that do to the spike in the BR if it's good enough to want to be in there? Well, I still think the issue is the same, which is you only have a finite amount of people, right? And the finite amount of people is not just the people in the game. It's worldwide and time zone. So how many people are going to be in that game? And if you keep subdividing the population of the game into BR or into Portal or into do you have full servers? Do you not? And this is where the bot problem comes in, right? There's all these factors, right? The only way we're going to see this, right? And this will be the defining moment. is 3 weeks in, after BR comes out and people have been playing it for a week, we'll know right away, yes or no. You're going to see this, you're going to see this, and then you're going to see whether or not it maintains it, or after the 2 weeks and the Call of Duty comes out, if it just crashes. Because that's what's going to happen. It's going to the influx of people is going to be insane. I predict server problems.
In 2 weeks, Battlefield 6, whatever, 2 weeks? Yeah, 3 weeks. It's going to be nonstop, no matter where you look, Twitter, YouTube, podcasts, whatever.
Server issues are coming.
About Battlefield 6. It's going to come out. It's going to be new car smell. Okay. 2 weeks after, we're going to see the numbers dip a little bit, but then the Battle Royale comes out. The people that are Call of Duty guys that only have $80 to spend on one game or the other, okay? Either they're paying for Battlefield 6, which if they were just Call of Duty guys, they wouldn't buy Battlefield right when it comes out because they know Call of Duty. Their bros are paying Call of Duty. They want Call of Duty. They're going to pay the money towards Call of Duty. So they wait. They don't buy Battlefield 6 right away. They see it from afar. They look at it and go, oh, look like people are having fun. I'm going to wait for the Battle Royale. If the Battle Royale comes out 2 weeks afterwards, right? They jump in. They start playing the Battle Royale. They're loving it. They're like, oh, this is so much good. This is so good, blah, 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 blah. But then Call of Duty comes out. And that's when Battle Royale goes and it hits rock bottom a little bit because everyone's moving from free-to-play Battle Royale with no strings attached, right? You're testing it out. You're playing it.
So how does that work, though?
How does that shift over?
How does that
back
work?
To Call of Duty?
No. What I'm saying is, how does that work? So if I didn't buy Battlefield,
yeah,
right, 2 weeks after Battlefield comes out, I can play the BR without buying it.
Yeah, that was the mistake with the first one with Firestorm. You had to buy the game to play the Battle Royale.
Right.
Now you don't have to buy the game to play Battle Royale. Battle Royale is free.
Right. So Call of Duty guys don't even have to
Warzone.
buy. Call of Duty guys don't even have to buy Battlefield.
Correct.
They can just wait the 2 weeks to play the BR.
Correct. Yeah. If I was a Call of Duty guy,
this is going to be wild.
Because look, there's a lot that goes into it.
This is going to be wild.
There's a lot that goes into it, right? I'm a Battlefield guy. I wouldn't buy Call of Duty, but I tried Warzone when it came out because it was free. Otherwise, I wouldn't have played it, right? When I played Warzone, I was like, I kind of wish I was playing Battlefield, right? When I played Warzone, I played I forget what the mode is. It's like Battlefield mode inside of COD, right? And I was like, I'd rather wait for Battlefield, right? Now Battlefield's out, and now I'm like, oh well, now it's gonna be like Call of Duty. It's like it's so fucking weird, right? My problem, and I've said this 1,000 times before, I'll say it again. Battlefield comes out, it's successful. They got your money, $70, $80. It's successful, blah blah blah, right? In Kingard's video today, he highlighted something where it said that they were talking about the skins, and in the title, I'm misquote, I'm just not verbatim here. The headline said, "We're gritty. We're not going to do what the other game is doing about skins." And it says for a while.
For a while.
Yeah, for a while, right?
We're
and I was just like,
boots on the ground. We're not going to do the same thing as Call of Duty for a while.
For a while, right? And I was just like, the fuck does that mean, right?
Mean for a while.
Yeah, that means for a while. Like Christmas time, all of a sudden, now you have like Santa Claus coming in. Right. And that to me is, if I buy Battlefield 6 day one and I'm having fun and I'm doing all this stuff, and then all of a sudden they start sneaking in shit, and then all of a sudden Battle Royale comes out and Battle Royale starts to do this like Fortnite did back in the day, right? Well, do you think EA is going to be like, oh yeah, we're going to keep supporting this? No, if Battle Royale comes in and people start buying those skins and buying those stuff, can they only use that skins and cosmetics in the Battle Royale, or are they going to be able to use that in the regular Battlefield as well?
I guess we'll see.
Well, if it's gritty and I feel like I'm in a war zone, cool. But if I get to December and all of a sudden I see Santa Claus again, like in 2042, running around the battlefield, I'll be like, I don't want to play this game. I don't want to play with looking at Santa Claus running around the battlefield.
Doesn't matter. Have your money already.
Right.
Doesn't
but
matter.
They already have my money, and I'm already screwed because I can't.
Doesn't matter.
3 months later, so I can't get my money back.
That's correct.
So they're like, deal with it. Right?
That's correct.
So this is why I'm like, I'm not going to buy day one, week one, month one, because I got to see what's happening. Right. And then what you said about the whole different game modes. Okay. I think Portal's awesome. I do.
It's an awesome idea.
Yeah. Awesome.
But what you're saying is, even with 4 studios, we want you to make the maps. We don't want to make the maps.
Right. Right. So now,
so you had 9,000 people, but you could only make 9 maps. You couldn't make The maps.
So I'm confused on if Portal takes off, how do they support Portal? And well, I guess they don't have to support Portal. Portal supports itself because the creators, the community makes it, right? If Battle Royale becomes huge, they're going to support that because they're making more money off of that than the regular game because they already made the money off the game, right? So are they going to continue making more maps for the conquest and for different things?
Why would you have to?
Right. And that's my problem.
You release this game and you fire off a bunch of people afterwards sometime in January because we don't need you anymore because we have all the maps that we're going to make and the community makes all the maps in Portal, right? So who supports the game actually, right? You're not thinking about Battlefield anymore as like a DLC thing where the map packs because we already know that map packs separate the population. And we already have a population problem in Battlefield as it is. At the heyday of Battlefield the top was what, 17 million? That was the best they ever did. That was Battlefield 3.
Yeah, it was 17 million, which is
4.
Oh, no, it was 3. It was 3.
Was it 3?
17, and then it went down to 14 for the next one.
Like the average for Battlefield is like between 7 and 9, 7 and 10. Like that's where it lives. Yeah, Call of Duty does 30. A bad Call of Duty gets 15 to 20. Right? That's a bad Call of Duty. It still gets 15 or 20 million. Like I want to see the chart for this year, kid. I want to see it. I want to see Battlefield release numbers, Battle Royale releases numbers, and then when Call of Duty comes out, what happens to Battlefield? That's what I want to see.
Krebsy asks, how do you support BR? What does that entail? I would assume
battle passes.
Well, battle passes, season passes, different events. Like think what Fortnite's doing, right?
Adult Fortnite.
Now, Fortnite changes it with the cosmetics and what's happening. Like, Superman's on the board or Doctor Doom's on the board. You can fight the different bosses that's on the thing. I would assume that Battlefield would do what every other Battle Royale does, where there'll be different encampments or different things that happen where you have to take out the UAV or you got to take out the airline. Basically, what we're doing in Helldivers.
It's Southern California.
Yeah.
The BR map is Southern California.
Yeah, so I would assume that they're importing more things to do while you're trying to extract or get out from there. That's how I think they support it. This week, we have these new skins coming in that you can extract with or whatever, right? That's the type of stuff, events, different types of events, I would assume, because that is a free-to-play thing that they have to drive people to play and have cool things for them to collect and in order
to make money on the skins.
And earn. You either earn it in the game, and that's the carrot to come in and go, oh, I want to get this skin, and then you can earn this type of thing. I don't know how it's going to run, but that's what they would have to do for Battle Royale, right? Plus, they got to keep Battle Royale fresh because people that play the Battle Royale and they've now played the game, they would have to push, just like, again, Fortnite did with Save the World. They're like, hey, you played this Battle Royale. Maybe you want to play the Save the World aspect of the game as well. Well, you have the Battle Royale, you have the different events, you have the game modes, you have the conquest, you have the rush mode, you have the operations, you have, what was the one that they did where it was counting up? I forget what that was called.
A lot of lingo. A lot of lingo.
Well, anyway, you got the portal, you got all these different things. So the player base, if you have 10 million people, now 4 million go here, 3 million go here, 2 million go here, and then when I'm trying to get into a match.
You're saying worldwide. That's not countrywide.
No, I'm just saying, just in general. Yeah.
Right. Not everybody's on at the same time.
Correct. So I don't know. All right, we're gonna open up the
maybe.
We're gonna open up the Q&A. If you guys have a question, put a Q or put just a question. It'll mark it in the chat for you guys. And while we do this and we're talking, I want to show some.
You don't find a little crude that you're going to use Southern California as the BR map, and a flame, a forest fire circle is what closes in the fires of Southern California. That's what they're going to do.
Oh, that's another thing that you said. For the Battle Royale, the wall is going to be where you can't go past the wall, Sarge, like in other BRs. Once you hit that wall, it's death. Like, okay, I guess that's cool. I guess we'll see what happens and how that's going to. You're saying
you can't dip out and dip back.
You can't dip out and dip back in. Yeah, you touch the wall, you're instant dead.
And no one's gonna mention that probably until the game comes out, right? No one's gonna mention the fact that you're gonna use Southern California fires as the clock in BR.
Guess not.
We'll see.
Just normal.
We'll see.
We've been talking about No Man's Sky the last couple weeks, and I said week one, I said I can't wait for someone to make a Starship Enterprise, and I think I said the Star Destroyer, and here we are, just 2 weeks later, Sarge.
2 weeks.
We have
That's all it took.
2 weeks, 3 weeks. We have. Let me show you. We have the Starship Enterprise. Where is it? There it is. All right, you got the Starship Enterprise.
Nice.
And that's fucking good. That's a good Starship Enterprise. That person took their sweet time to make that thing. Right? I wish there was more detail.
It takes an engineering eye to scale that shit when you're making something that big, bro. Like, where is he driving that from?
I think
You think it's under the saucer, the little window right there?
I think it's here, or it's got to be up on top.
Can it just be that one right there on the bottom? That saucer on the bottom?
No, because that's not
Isn't that a window right there?
No, the angle that we have, it's got to be up on top. It's got to be on top.
Well,
still cool.
If he's doing the right thing, it's on top.
Right. So there's that one. Then we have. Look at this thing.
Oh, nice job, kid.
Look at this thing. Right.
How long did it take him to make that?
Wait, there's other angles. Look at this. Okay. Look at the detail.
He even has the gribbles in the right spot.
Like, what are we talking about?
That's nice. That's a nice job.
So what Hello Game should do next, okay? Because obviously not everyone's going to be able to build this, okay? They need to have where you can share your creations in the game and get the blueprints. Yes, and you can actually build it, right? That is so good. Look at this thing. Look at the detail. So freaking good.
That probably took him the entire 2 weeks. The entire 2 weeks that this patch has been out, it probably took him to make this. Look at this thing.
So good. I think I just want to go make this thing.
I love the actual gaming community. Take out all the bullshit and just leave us to our own devices, and this is the shit we can do. It's incredible.
Right? Look at some of these builds. I mean, even this one. Right? Look at this build.
But you see that circle at the top? That's the cockpit.
No, it's not. No,
it's not.
No, that's the cockpit down here.
Oh, is that what that's what the cockpit?
Yeah, the cockpit looks exactly like the Millennium Falcon thing.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, you get this one. This one, simple.
Like a UFO.
Yeah. Right. You got this. You got stuff like this.
Well, now you open up the door, you can make any sci-fi ship unit you can ever imagine.
Anything. Yeah, anything. So pretty sick.
When you leave the community to be imaginative and just make stuff, this is what they'll do. Yep, there you go. Millennium Falcon.
Showed that like 2 weeks ago, whatever. And he has actually a build video now on how to build this if people want to do it. Right? This is
Is that the turtles? The turtles van?
The turtles van. That's great. That's fucking great. Oh man, that's good. Look at the detail in that. That is so great. Why does it do that? Why does it? Seeing this, it brought me back to being 10 years old again. Just looking at that, like.
But that's what the community can do, right? I'm telling you, somebody in the community is going to prove Randy wrong and make the Borderlands game that actually works as a mod. It's going to be hilarious.
They'll call it No Borderlands. No Borderlands.
No Borderlands, yeah.
No Borderlands, yeah. All right, so chat, if you have questions, put it in the chat. We will take some questions. If you guys like to support the channel in any way, shape, or form, you get that like button. That's the easiest thing you can do, and it actually helps us a lot, the way that YouTube has changed the algorithm and stuff. So hitting that like button does way more than you think, right? Just take 2 seconds, hit the like button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, you can hit the subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, you become a member as little as $5. If you're over on Twitch, you can hit the follow button over on Twitch. If you're over on Twitch, you can also become a member over there as well. We only do the podcast really over there. We don't really do gameplay over there because it just doesn't do well. So if you're over on Twitch and you want to see some gameplay, we have a channel called 30 and Still Gaming where we've been doing a lot of Helldiver stuff. We have a main channel, 30 NSG, which is doing this podcast, and I do a morning show Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning till noon Eastern. And then we do the past broadcasts. You can watch on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, Anchor.fm. And then we also have an album that you can download, stream, or purchase off of iTunes Music, Apple Music, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Spotify, anywhere that you can download music. You can see the music that I have under 30NSG as well. Let's get to some questions here, Sarge. We got a couple of them. We have Travis from
where's the stinger? Where's the stinger?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know Sarge wanted it.
Gotta put the stinger.
My apologies. Okay. Travis says, for both of you, with all the trailers, delays, image, do you think there's a chance that GTA 6, like Elder Scrolls 6, will be people have internal hype and it doesn't live up to it?
Yes. Yes.
I mean, sure. I mean, I think Grand Theft Auto 6 is underneath a different microscope than Elder Scrolls 6, I'll be honest.
Yeah, you want to know why? Because we played 5. That's why.
Yeah. No, but what I'm saying is, even though they're both gigantic games, Bethesda's always under this microscope where Grand Theft Auto is just a fun game where you're going around doing some crazy shit, right?
Yeah, but I've done the math. I've done the math. What's going on in Bethesda? Just paying attention just paying attention. Not just recently, but just paying attention.
Recently
recently. Just the whole who's working there, what's going on, what the timetable is for Elder Scrolls 6. I do not expect Elder Scrolls 6 to be anything like Elder Scrolls 5. I expect it to be in a completely different game. I expect it to be more like Fallout 76 than anything else. That's what I expect it to be. I have lost complete interest of following around a promise of a game that's nowhere near being done. It doesn't matter at this point.
The question is, do you think that Grand Theft Auto, because Elder Scrolls 6 is off quite a bit, does Grand Theft Auto come out, the main game, not the online or anything, do you think the main game comes out and it has performance issues? Does it have major issues like Cyberpunk 2077?
Well, maybe not that bad, but yes.
Yeah, I think a little jank is always there.
If you think they were going to release this year, and now it pushes to May, and then they delay it again, the answer is yes.
Yeah.
Right? Agreed. Because remember, online didn't work at all.
Yeah, the online is terrible.
The online didn't work for 10 days.
Yeah, it was awful.
I got to go in, see a couple of things, got a little intro
it took like
a
6
movie
minutes just to get in.
And then I waited like 10 minutes for it to load.
Yeah, that whole little
and
then it would just sit
just lock
there.
up.
Yeah. Altered says, should Bungie/Sony hire the guys from Destiny Mobile to make an actual good Destiny game?
No. Sony's going to be Pac-Man now. Nom 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 nom. Right? Sony's just going to swallow them whole. That's going to be that. Wave goodbye. Have your enjoyment of the game.
Altered says, why haven't chat hit the like button? I don't know. It's a good question.
Never know why. We never know why we don't hit the like button. We see the same names every week. We don't know why.
I think subconsciously, and this is me not making fun of it, it's like when you tell your kid to do something, you're like, hey, put your dish away. And they're like, okay, but they don't do it. And it's not because they don't want to do it. It's just like they just don't care to do it. They're like,
it's just whatevs, bro.
Yeah, it's whatever.
It's just whatevs.
Yeah, it is what it is, right? Next question. Altered says, what's the name of the new song you created? It's called Stop Buying Broken Buggy Games.
Yeah, I don't think it's called Stop. I think it's just called Broken Buggy Games is the name of the song.
No, it's called Stop Buying Broken Buggy Games.
It's the whole lyric?
Yes.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, here, I'll show it to you on the screen so you can see it. It's on Spotify. It's on Spotify. I'm bringing it up. Let's see. Yeah.
It did work. Your questions are all there.
Here you go. Stop Buying Broke and Buggy Games. So, and there's the whole catalog right there. You guys can check out all those masterpieces that I'm creating. It's funny.
A lot of them are good. A lot of them are really good.
There's thematic to it of they're all fucking broke and buggy. There's like releases and different things in the industry. You know, I started off as a joke to make songs,
but it's cleansing.
It is.
It's cleansing.
It's like therapy,
Yep.
right? Yeah, and it sounds good, right? So that's what that is. Who said all the questions? Looks like that thing didn't work. I don't know what you're talking about. All right, next thing is with Borderlands 4 now being out, do we know if they fixed the major issues where reviews had this, snipers being under the tune and no compass is the difference between the game sell and not selling? Remember when we watched that, Krebsy? I know you do. When the only complaints were the sniper rifle felt off and there was no compass. Those are the two major concerns for Borderlands 4. Now, the performance issues are bad, and no one's talking about the compass or the sniper rifle.
Yeah, that's like on the bottom of the list.
Everything's fine. And, yeah, so I don't know. Is it a difference between if they tuned the compass and sniper rifle is the team between a game selling and not selling? No, it's sad because Borderlands 4 actually looks like a good
Destiny.
game.
It's Destiny.
Yeah, it looks like a good game. But at the same time, I mean, I wasn't going to buy it because of Randy himself. That's the reason I didn't buy it in the first place. And he just solidified me with all the rants that he went on, that he sealed the deal for me not buying it now. I'll buy it.
I'm a cringe troll brokey, according to him, so I'm good. I don't need it.
With the shitty system that, you know.
My system's good.
Yeah. Like you got it, what, 2 years ago?
Yeah, just almost 2 years, yeah.
Yeah. Altered says, who do you think Randy has dirt on since he can just run his mouth on it with no consequences? There was an article that the head of 2K was like, I like him. He says some shit, but
he's sassy.
Yeah, he's sassy. He's good though. And I was like, I'd be like,
that's how think of it.
Shut your mouth, man.
Think of it this way: if Randy's allowed to call their actual consumer base trolls, monkeys, uneducated people, like all kinds of stuff, you know how much money they're making.
They could make a lot more though.
Right? You know how much money they're making if you could insult your consumer base to their face.
Oh, and that's another thing.
Without any consequences, you know how much money they're making.
It almost seems like it is, like you said, Sarge, made on purpose because it's in the articles more. Because every time they fuck up, they're like, here's a shift code. Right? The thing that they made to just make up to get more skins and stuff in the game. It's always been there. But they use them as like handouts to everything. They're like, oh, I just called you morons. Here's a shift code. Right? Like,
yeah.
It's like
you peasant brokey. Here's a nickel. Go get my car.
Yeah, it's just funny. Here's a shift code. You're retarded. Here's a shift code. Like, thanks, Randy. Right? What do you think spawns from Steam, Discord, Twitch, and Reddit being asked to go before Congress?
I can't wait.
This could be very interesting.
I can't wait. See, because it's not what spawns yet, Krebsy. It's about someone going and picking up their actual rules, reading it
out loud to them,
and going, "What about this? What about this? What about this?"
Yeah.
What about this? That's gonna be the whole. That's gonna be the whole court thing. Like it says here, you do this if this happens. So how come you didn't do that? Right? Or this happened and you didn't do anything. So why is that? Or why is it that this person did it and got suspended, but this person did it but didn't get suspended?
Yeah.
So what kind of rules are you having? And if they do that and they find out that these guys who got busted and they had something done to them, or I don't know, one type of group, and this group over here had a bunch of stuff done, nothing happened to them, and they happen to be a different group, it's going to be hard to explain to the public why that is.
I don't think really anything's going to happen with Steam talking. Discord and Twitch are the ones I'm interested in. Reddit's just a cesspool anyway.
Yeah.
Right?
Reddit's
just a cesspool anyway.
Reddit basically is like the Undercity.
Yeah.
Reddit is like the Undercity of any sci-fi movie.
I'm interested really with Twitch.
Where they're eating cats and they're living off roaches. That's Reddit.
Yeah, I'm interested in the Twitch. What happens with Twitch when they bring him in? Next one is, what Helldivers crossover do you think will come first? There was rumors about Starship Troopers.
But they already have bugs.
Yeah, but it's the cosmetic thematic, right? It's like, and then
it's anything sci-fi, right? So I'll say Battlestar Galactica.
I'm gonna say Star Wars. I think Star Wars comes in. I think since last week we talked about the Death Star type of thing that they're doing. The missions that we're doing right now is to stop them from building certain things, right?
It's a Death Star. I know.
I think Star Wars is the next one that comes in. As far as the legendary Bond, I think Star Wars would be the next legendary Bond, a war Bond that comes in. Maybe not legendary, but just the next war Bond would be that. And Krebsy says, when do you think Jimmy Kimmel gets his show back, if at all? I don't think.
All right, so we can't really get into the details of this. You have to read a little bit more, Krebsy, and I'll tell you why. It's not the higher ups of the actual company.
No.
It's the affiliates.
Yeah, it's the
that
affiliates
run stations across America. And since it's on an old school, what I call the old school network, the CBS, NBC, ABC, that type of thing, you have affiliates, and the affiliates are under different. It's a private company. It's under different rules.
Next Star, yeah.
So they say that this is what's going on in our regions, and we don't want this on TV in our regions because we're not going to make any money off this because it's ridiculous.
It's
so,
Next Star. Next Star has the biggest share of.
So because of that, the fight is going to be they're trying to blame the higher ups. They're trying to blame Disney and Trump. And they're aiming high, but it's got nothing to do with them because it's the local affiliates that say we don't want this crap on television.
Yeah.
So they decide. Now, if Jimmy gets his show back at all, so here's how that would work. If the fight goes on and Disney says we don't want him gone, but the affiliates say, well, we're not going to put him on, then Disney can make a show for him and put him on other stations someplace, but they just won't go to the rest of the country. They'd be like going to like 3 states or 8 states. And he'll be on there.
Next Star, I think, has 12 to 15 million viewers that are on those affiliate channels, and he's only pulling in about 1 million to 2 million people a night. So if they take away those 12 to 15 million people, how many of those 15 million people that they air to watch his show?
That are in those areas? Is
it 3/4? Is it, what it is? So I think there's a lot going on. Well, obviously, I know there's a lot going on behind the scenes. He's done. He might get something else. He's still a host of a game show, is he not? I forget what the game show is. I've never seen it. What's that?
Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Is it?
Well, he was on there for a while. I'm not sure if he's on a different one now.
Yeah, so I don't think he gets it back. I think he's done, at least for a couple years, right? And if the next turn comes around, there's a Democrat back in office, then he comes back on the air and does certain things. It's very telling what's happening, and it's a little disgusting, right? This is going to be the first domino, right? So even though Colbert is getting his show canceled next year, this is the push of that first domino, and then the dominoes are going to start to fall because the FCC that didn't do shit for the last decade, okay, of fake news and all this other shit that was happening, okay, because that's the number one thing. That's why the FCC is there. That's why we pay taxes. That's why you're not allowed to say certain things on broadcast television because they don't want to propaganda the people that watch it. But that's all they fucking do is the propaganda, and they also say fake shit all the time. So if they're going to draw the line in the sand and say, well, he said fake something about Charlie Kirk, then what about all this other shit that they spewed fake, right? Where do you draw that line? So again, domino pushed. Now people are going to start to see what's right or wrong with all this stuff. Let's see. Next, Altern says, after Helldivers 2, what will be the next game you will grind out? I'm interested in Jump Space as another co-op game to play. As far as grinding out, let me tell you, speaking of this Charlie Kirk stuff, there was a lot of games I wanted to play, but then the developers came out and opened up their mouths, and I was like, well, that just opened up my fall, right? Because I don't want to play any of their games now. So I really don't have... I might go play some Battlefield 1 again. I really like Helldivers right now.
I mean, it's Halloween time. Shouldn't we be playing like State of Decay? Shouldn't we be playing like Left 4
State
Dead?
of Decay developer said something.
Right? Left 4 Dead.
Yeah, maybe Left 4 Dead. Damn it, maybe we could do that.
Right? It's Halloween time coming up quickly.
Yeah, we could do Left 4 Dead or something like that on the. I
mean,
thing.
but grind out. Like, what games are out there that you have to grind out for now? I'm trying to think.
I mean,
I'm going through the list.
Like as far as grind, maybe Kingmaker, but I don't know if that's a grindy game. That's more of a fun.
I mean, your Deep Rock Galactic, you have to grind that.
Yeah, that's a small little game. Like that's not.
But it's still got abilities and stuff. You got to grind it out.
Yeah, sure.
I don't think I have any games in the list that I consider for grinding though.
Maybe I go back. Maybe I go back and play Roadcraft. You have to grind that.
Yeah, it's a sadistic grind. I still can't get that upgraded dump truck. I don't know why I can't get the updated dump truck. It makes me mad at this point. I still can't get the updated dump truck. Why? Why can't I get the updated dump truck?
I don't know. Next, we're coming down in a couple weeks. I will look at it when I'm there.
Okay.
All right.
Along with the other list of stuff you said you were going to do, but I can't remember what those were.
You got to give me a list.
Well, we have to end up talking about it again, so it reminds you, and then you'll say it again.
Travis says 30 should play Dispatch. Dispatch is that's the superhero game, isn't it? I played the demo. It is okay. Is that the one you're talking about?
It's not open, Travis. I looked. It's not open for me to purchase.
What's that?
The dump truck. The fucking dump truck.
Oh.
It's not purchasable. Otherwise, I would have.
Krabby says, I personally I wouldn't stop playing a game because some random drone has shit take. Now, it's also someone in power. That might be a different story. It's more of, like, for instance, I was going to play the DLC of Indiana Jones. I played Indiana Jones. I was going to buy the DLC, but now I'm not buying the DLC. I'm not boycotting all of Bethesda, right? But I'm not going to buy the Indiana Jones right now for the DLC. I'll wait. I'll wait for 6 months, 8 months down the road. Right? I don't need to play it. There's plenty of games I can play. So I'm not boycotting all these games. It's just that I'm just not going to buy it now, right? So because if I buy the DLC for Indiana Jones, the person that's a scumbag gets paid, and I don't want to pay them with my money. So that's the way I feel. So, all right. That is all of the questions. We do appreciate you very much for coming out and hanging out with us each and every single week. Episode 457 is in the can. We do appreciate you very much. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. If you like it, go above and beyond that. You become a member as little as $5. You can also support us by going to Spotify and checking out some of the songs that we have. We have a whole album called Perk Up and Press Play. We have Stop Buying Broken Buggy Games. We have Always Online, Battlefield 18 Months to Fix the Pain. We have Control Steal, which is about Destiny, about stealing artwork. We have the Golden Parachute Pete. That's about Pete Parson. We have Know Your Industry, which is Sarge, who rants about the industry. So we have that thing. We have Make a Game, Sell a Game. So all of these things are based on what happens on the show. Okay. So I make music based off of topics and different things. So if you like it, go give it a listen. It's under 30 NSG. I guarantee you'll be entertained. You'll laugh.
Are you doing the for the outro? You're doing the new song, right? For the outro?
No, I don't have it on here. Yeah. Do you want me to? Do you want me to download it? Give me a second. I'll download it.
You should do it for the outro.
All right, I'll put.
What was your question, Travis? You keep saying that I missed it. What question was it? I caught your sentence. So you went back there somewhere. You said what question was yours that I didn't answer?
Was it the very first one that we answered?
I don't know. I'm not sure. That's why I'm waiting for. I'm letting him type. All right. So the Dawn of War thing, right? We had a brief conversation. Like, I like RTSs. Okay. I was looking at the gameplay of Call of Duty. I'm sorry, Company Heroes 1, Company Heroes 2, Company Heroes 3. I was looking at the gameplay. And then I looked at the gameplay of Dawn of War 2. I don't know what Dawn of War 3 is. But I'm looking at the way the game is constructed. And then I saw the trailer for Dawn of War 4. Now, I think the the massive scale and the chaos is there to make it like a fun game. But I always look at the game more of a tactician game. So when I look at Company of Heroes, the guys are individual models. They hide behind cover. They react to what's going on around them. There's an actual realism about how they react being attacked from machine gun fire or mortars or whatever else, but they move as a unit. And I'm thinking that's kind of like how Dawn of War should be, but they keep making it this crazy giant squad kooky mess. It doesn't seem to be tactful. It just guys running at each other. So that's my concern. My concern is that you keep taking Dawn of War, and instead of making it gritty and like how do I say this properly? Like it's the way the dark universe of 40K is supposed to be like, it's brutal, right? The wars are brutal, but it's more cartoony than it is realistic. Like if you watch gameplay of Company Heroes 3, like it's like a toy soldier war. Like stuff's going on. Like people react to what's going on. There's morale and there's all kinds of things happening to the pieces on the board. Whereas in Dawn of War, you're just slamming pieces into each other. Like the only things I saw were like you're in cover or not in cover, damage reduction, and like that's it. Like everything else is you're just throwing pieces at each other. That's why I'm concerned. It looks good, but I'm talking about the playability, the longevity, and the playability of that type of RTS.
All right. I can play the song, but it's going to say, I'll take us off the picture. It'll say starting soon. We'll play that, and then we'll play the outro because I have to do the end of the thing. All right. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you guys next week. Let's give it a listen for the song. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section and stuff down below. Have a good night.
Game on, guys.
Oh, that's the wrong one. God damn it. Give me 1 second.
You downloaded the wrong one?
I downloaded the wrong one.
Yeah. Oopsie.
Yeah.
Oopsie.
Yeah. Where the hell is
No, you don't need a 40K song. You don't need a 40K song. There's nothing wrong with 40K yet.
Is this it?
All right. The only problem with 40K is that Games Workshop license their games to guys who don't understand their universe, and you end up with crappy games.
All right.
No, we're not going to go buy back. There's no backsies, Altern.
What's that?
There's no backsies. We're not taking the goodbye back.
No,
we said goodbye. We said goodbye.
No, we said goodbye. It should be this one. All right. We'll say hello. Hello.
Hello. Hello.
And
good God.
Yeah, it is what it is. You wanted me to do this.
and broken buggy game. Retro meets the now and here. Gaming tales you need to hear. Laugh and shout and sometimes sneer. Memories from all those years. Console wars and secret tips. Tips and tricks from pixel trips. News that pours from gaming sips. Critical minds